It's a double kill for Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Looking pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire.
He had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dark scope, the two-piece! Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock.
Pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scope for a follow right there. He no-scope. Good evening, EU. We are back live for week 2, day 2 of the Mobile Mayhem EU 2022 winter season. As always, it's your boy Verdict with me tonight. Looking handsome as ever. Look at that. Look at that lighting, man. My guy's got it hooked up. Day. Saw you on that Pokemon ride earlier, bro. How's it going?
It's pretty fun, man. It's pretty fun. It's something way different than, obviously, you know, me sitting here casting COD Mobile, but let me tell you, it's gives me a lot of time to chill with the chat, you know? So.
There you go. Hey, look, I'm digging the vibes. I know you were having a lot of fun on it. I have been watching. I've been having a lot of fun watching. Now we're going to get to have the opportunity to have fun watching some sweaty Mobile Mayhem games because regular season's here. We're already in week 2, day 2. And it is looking to be a very eventful season. As a matter of fact, we had some upsets in day 1. We had some upsets over the weekend, am I right? We'll get into those details, but let's just say Day mentioned a clickbait live notification that I don't think I repeat.
You didn't use it, did you?
I did not use it. I was not man enough to use that one. I appreciate your creativity, but I think that one went to waste, bro.
All right, I'll get it. I'll get it later.
There we go. Hey, that's what I'm talking about now. As far as the action goes, we are going to start things up with some pretty sweet matchups. They just joined the lobby. Good deal. A lot of new, features that are being added to COD Mobile. A lot of buffs, nerfs coming through on this new update. I know it just happened literally about 2 hours ago. I haven't had to gotten the chance to do a deep dive as of yet, but it is definitely making to be a great season back-to-back. So Type 25 not nerfed, still going to be a viable option. Might get to see some PP19 Bison usage day, question mark. Is that an opportunity?
I don't think it's like anything unbelievably broken. I think the PPSH is overall for a submachine gun class better. But I think the Bison does offer a wide variety of range potential because of the buff. So some of your more all-rounder players might reach into the Bison pocket.
There we go. I would be one of those players. If we ever grind multiplayer, that's like my go-to gun. It's a clutch for me. It's or crutch for me. It's a crutch clutch, 100%. And I'm hoping some of these players, I know I saw Bobby on stream using it earlier. I also saw Pingy, who was a stage 5 player. They were trading back and forth, man. I gotta say, I don't know if you caught Bobby's stream, but saw some body shooting, some teabag coming from Pingy on Bobby, and that was kind of harsh. I was trying to, entice Bobby, hey, go ahead and get the kill, because he was trading back and forth. He was doing good. He was holding his own. I was like, Bobby, you got to body shoot now. You can't let this guy teabag you and body shoot and not kind of have any kind of retaliation. So, enough about that small-time banter. We're going to go ahead and jump right into some of the matches of the day, which, as you can see, we're going to start things off with an Olympus and Nova Esports matchup that is about to be underway. We've got most of the players in the lobby about to get settled in. We'll go in the deep dive of the best of 3 here in a moment. Anarchy and Animus, that is going to be the highlighted match of the day, not just because it's going to be a great one, but because Animus has just been a great team all around. And to see them battle it out against a Anarchy team that's also pretty enticing. And then matchup number 3, which is probably going to be our closest skill gap matchup, Elysium and Illuminati EU. These are two completely fresh out of the challengers scene or qualifier scene, made their way in, was absolutely on point. That's going to be a closer skill gap, and even our 4th matchup, it actually starts great, it gets better, and then it ends up with a solid matchup too. So 117 not found and FN 420 as we see that standings. I'm just doing a quick run through because we got all the players in here. I don't want to miss out on the action. Nova Esports, Animus, and 117 not found, all tied with 20 points apiece. Anarchy with 15, Aphelion with 5. The rest have zeros on the board. So very close-knit top 4. Anarchy and Animus matchup going to decide if Anarchy is able to continue in that top 5 category, or, will they drop pending on some of these other matchups too. So certainly going to be an interesting one day, and I think we've got a best of 3. I don't know if they threw it up in the chat, Discord, possibly. Is that right?
Do what now?
The best of 3 for this next matchup, the Olympus and Nova Esports team.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I wish I had the, I need to get with the admins at some point and get the, that package pulled over to my, OBS so I can pull up the actual graphic. A little bit easier to keep track of sometimes, especially when chat gets flooded out. But our first matchup is going to be a Summit hard point, and we make it into game 2. We'll be looking at a Crossfire Search and Destroy, and if we see that game 3, it's going to be a Domination on firing range. And do you want me to run through the operators as well?
You can if you feel like it.
Yeah, let's do it. So we've got Yaya on the Grav Vortex, Inferno on the Tempest, Saturn on the Sparrow, Creed on the Annihilator, Spy on the Death Machine, and then for Olympus we've got Leo on the Sparrow, Ranvi on the Annihilator, Mare on the Vortex, RZM on the Death Machine, and Jirei on the Equalizers. So definitely a lot of close range potential out of those Equalizers.
There we go, and we are gearing up. First series, I went ahead and used a little bit of a spell rocket there because I've got one that's about to expire, so might as well go ahead and burn it before it does. Definitely going to be an interesting one. We saw how well Nova was able to come in and handle business on Thursday of last week. Now we're going to get an opportunity for them to square off against an Olympus team who, I think this is one of the teams that made it through qualifiers as well. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were already invited. No, they were definitely invited. I'm starting to look at it now. Yeah, definitely invited. RZM, Ranvi, Ari, Mari, definitely going to be putting in a lot of work here. This is going to be a stout rotation, considering this Nova team is stacked from, you know, the bottom up, and there's very little bottom on this squad. I'm looking at a Creed, Yaya, Inferno, Saturn, Spy. I mean, these guys are literally, you got, you know, Creed, who has, you know, single-handedly the most kills in Stage 5, regardless of not making it to Day 2. Have one of the better KDs to go along with it, too. Yaya, who's been a staple in this EU scene since well before my time, and I'm sure he'll continue to rack up afterwards. Inferno, probably one of the best players in EU. If you would have asked many players a few seasons back, he was hands down one of the better players. Saturn's also cracked in his own right. One of those very unique players that when I stepped into the scene, it really grabbed a lot of my attention, and he grabbed a lot of my respect to go along with it. And then we got Spy. Why is Spy so crucial to this roster? Because he's the player who is getting the opportunity to play Mobile Mayhem once again with his age restriction. Last season couldn't compete. Is now ready to rock and roll with that 17-plus rule set. So I'm excited for the series. Day, I think we're ready to rock and roll into it. And without further ado, here we go. Game number 1. Hardpoint Summit, as Dave mentioned on that best of 3 rotation. We are transitioning. Go ahead and kill that music there, and here we are. Nova, do you have what it takes to win another 2-0 series, or will Olympus, who had fallen last week, can they get back up?
It can be a little bit touchy to try to grab the kind of hang of the controls here, because obviously we just had the update. Some of the emulators not fully ready for that change, so we're going on the phone. Everything's a little bit smaller here, and I'm just honestly at this point, Verdict, hoping I don't miss anything, because this Nova squad is definitely one to watch, right? And I think one of the biggest things about Spy, I know you were mentioning that his age restriction was obviously an issue for him in the last season. He was still a coach in the scene, and very, very well respected for his talent in that aspect as well. So I'm hoping he brings a lot to the table when it comes to kind of like filling in potentially that IGL position for the team.
I'm hoping that he can contribute to that department as well. As you've got a room full of, you know, top fraggers. I know Creed. He's I'm not gonna say he has an ego, but dude knows he's good, right? You throw in the mix of a player like Spy, who was underage last season, is finally getting back in a dig coach. So he was completely a part of Nova still, even at that point. Definitely makes for an interesting situation now, as we see P1's already done, and it's 48-0. Nova already utilizes some of those score streaks. I couldn't tell which player it was. Saturn's, I'm assuming, as he's racked up at 8-1, has got a lightning strike to roll with as well. And man, I'm not saying Olympus are down bad early, but right now it's just looking like it's, you know, a very difficult rotation even on this P2 catwalk.
Yeah, and Nova come out of the gate strong here. They've got a about 60 points up on the board. In fact, crossing 60 there. Holding their opponents down at 3. And again, this Nova team is potentially one of the ones competing for you know, that number 1 spot, right? I know we were talking a lot about Omni, you know, when we were doing challengers, and obviously there's still a really strong team, but you got to start to question. And guys, this was the clickbait notification I told Verdict to use. Do we still think Omni is going to be a top 3 team? I mean, they definitely have the talent on the board to do it, but we got to see them tighten up. And when we look at Omni and see kind of like maybe a little bit of the lack of teamwork that they've had, I don't see that in this Nova roster. This is a roster that is stacked to the gills and plays really, really well together. And we're already seeing some Bison in play. I know a lot of people were telling me, yo, the Bison buff, not that great. It's not going to make it good. But honestly, I think this thing fries.
You know, I think with just a minor buff, I would have continued to use the Bison. I was using it before the update, and you know, again, it's one of those comfort guns for me. I'm sure it's a few of these players' comfort guns as well, Ramvy's rocking it. Trying to see who else in the mix has got it. Maybe one more. I know there is a need for an SMG. At least one on the team. I don't care if it's, you know, not viable as far as, you know, as far as, like, the damage goes. I just feel like with a COD game, if you don't have a balance of SMG and AR, it kind of makes the game lopsided, and it kind of favors, you know, certain players' you know, play style. Some of these guys come in maining SMG, and when they're not having that opportunity to use a gun that, you know, suits or better suits their play style, it kind of makes it difficult for you to adapt to the meta, right? If you're rocking an SMG, you're used to being a running gunner, you're used to getting those frags off the rip. You know, it kind of makes it difficult for you to adjust real time, and I think that's what separates a lot of these top tier players, you know, from being superior, you know, A1 players to just absolutely elite. So right now we're looking at a 119.54. The break comes through for the side of Olympus, but again, it's going to be short-lived. A lot of contestant on this P4 site, and you know, we're kind of making conversation outside of the gameplay because, I mean, Nova are doing a great job of handling business right now. But I gotta say, the side of Olympus are not giving up. RZM just picks up 3 with the death machine, and we're going to see the rotation over to this P1 reset. And can Olympus step up their game here in this P1 reset, though? It's about 10 seconds in. They have first dibs at it, but Creed, of course, coming through for the break, making it that much more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Nova, while we have had Olympus pull together some points here, even the hills that Olympus looked solid on, I gotta say it felt like Nova were still in control until maybe right now. This has actually been a solid P1 reset for Olympus. They've had good rotations. They've been able to actually win a lot more of their gunfights than we've seen on a couple of the other hills. And I think that's definitely one spot that really shows a lot, because that's not an easy P1 hill to hold, especially against a team that absolutely fries like Nova. So big shout out to Olympus there. As far as top frag for the lobby, right now Saturn's 22 on the board, Creed not far behind with 20, and RZM coming through solid on the side of Olympus with 17. He is negative. He's 17 and 21. But the rest of the team, I mean, barely double digits if we look at it, right? Mare, 11. Jiri with 11. Laria with 11. Ranvi with 13 on the board. So definitely getting out-fragged, but again, their rotations have been fairly solid. And again, that P1 reset coverage was really well balanced for them.
Yep, and now we've got about a 90-point deficit that they got to overcome. P2 resets coming through 30 seconds in, and, you know, again, Nova just continuing to handle business. I did see Yaya pick up the Bison. I'm not sure if that was his loadout or if he swapped to it, because I'm pretty sure he started out with a Type 25. Might have picked it up off the ground. May have swapped his loadout. He did confirm swap his loadout. So some contesting going through. P3 transitions are coming in. Olympus looking like they might have the advantage on that rotation, but you know, right now I think Nova are gonna, you know, try and get this set up to get the retake. Right now they got 3 on the front side. You got Saturn's leading the pack. He's got a Sparrow. This might be a perfect opportunity for us to do a quick little jump in for listening with the guys over at Nova. So bear with us as we join their VCs.
What is?
My evidence.
What?
There's
One
like
no.
2 outside
No.
snowy. Motherfucker's weak.
Oh, he's on point. Oh, he's on the
Dead, one
pillar,
dead.
pillar on your right.
Well, we
Wait
can
until the
flank
win is
them.
down side.
They're gonna
Nice.
come on. They're
Yeah, I
coming
think we
on.
flipped, I'm not sure.
Yeah, connector. Right. I'm pushing next.
Yeah, good news.
Gates next. See flag.
I'm coming new.
What
Let's see
the
if
hell?
that-
One's still old.
One's full forklift. That's one next.
One garage next. What the
Con
fuck?
dead.
Oh my
One
god.
goes garage. One goes garage.
Yo, one old, one old.
I'll play spawns.
Garage dead. I have what the fuck. Nice.
I'll play right side. One of you stay spawn.
Go
You
on,
got two
uh,
walls.
First one is no.
Let me nade.
One in next.
Side
Okay.
there.
I'm putting trophy.
Careful, they spawn.
One
behind.
no, no.
One spawn behind us.
Yeah.
Death machine dead, death machine dead.
Throw is down side.
One snow still.
Yeah,
Oh,
throw
he
is down.
pushed in.
Oh no, that fucking hunter.
Two top dead.
That side.
On right
Let me
side.
see.
Nice, both dead.
Nice. Win off it, win off
Right
it. win off
side.
it.
I go right side.
Right to the drone.
I'm concussed. Inferno, watch out.
Yeah, one right
From
side.
mid, from mid.
One shot snow, one shot snow. The server is so laggy. What the fuck?
Two mid, pushing now.
Well, 2 hill, 2 hill.
Two sides.
Get one hill.
I have a hunter.
Top dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I hunted hill, Dead.
Good side.
One
They
hit, no,
spawn
no,
behind
close.
you. I think they
Close.
spawn behind.
Omar doesn't know that.
They're
Nice.
spawning.
Oh my. Game 1, 250 to 107, Nova coming through, and I think I might have saw a little bit of a DRH use out of the side of Spy. I didn't catch that off the rip. I don't know if he changed. You know, this is still a fresh update. Not a lot has been discovered at the moment. I know we were talking about buffs and nerfs. One of the things that we didn't mention was the DRH getting a damage range 2-meter increase, which I think it's like the damage range goes from 7 on their initial damage to 9 meters. So 7 meters to 9 meters. Not drastic. Not in my opinion, something that's 100% viable, but Spy doing a great job of rocking it earlier on, and, you know, picked up some frags to go along with it in the kill feed towards the end of the game. So 2 minutes and 12 seconds for your MVP, as well as the 35 and 18 KD Saturns. Just started off hot. Ended even hotter. Just a phenomenal game from him. Overall, this is looking like it is a great start for his season.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. And yeah, I think the DRH buff, like the DRH definitely needs a little something, right? I don't think the bump up of that close range damage is realistically gonna put it into the meta or make it viably usable over something like the Type 25 or the Bison. One of the big things on the Bison buff is not the 2 base damage increase, and it's not a range increase of any degree. It's that body shot multiplier is up from no multiplier to a bonus 15%. So I think that, again, will be something that we see a little bit more as people play throughout the season. It's going to be, again, kind of like your group of all-rounder players that need that mobility. They want that large magazine to take multiple gunfights while still having an effective kill time at several different ranges, right? So that's going to be one of the biggest things for me to look out for this season. And I think Saturn's is a player that could really make use of it. I know we saw a couple players use it during that game, but I mean the Type 25 is still just going to be a solid option, right? So,
no, I think the Type 25 is still going to continue to dominate in this competitive scene. I don't think much is going to change on that front. I think the Bison still makes a strong claim as a solid SMG/LMG. I don't think we're going to see too many DRHs. I think that was Spy just trying to, spark a flame that's not there. I mean, obviously he was able to frag with it, but just because he's able to fry and find a few kills with it doesn't mean everyone is. And with metas, it's kind of finding that, easy to control, also high TTK, and it's something that even some of the common players are going to find some great uses out of it. Some of these pro players just make it look a lot easier. So the DRH in his hands may look like the Type 25 to other people. And if you're looking at the emulator, guys, you gotta bear with me on that. I'm not making excuses right now. We got hit with the update. I was spent an hour or so trying just to get the game loop emulator to update in between. And it updated, but it just wouldn't respond. It wouldn't let me log in. So, maybe after today we'll get something, fixed on that end. But as of right now, we're going to have to stick with BlueStacks because that's the only thing
emulators do struggle with like a recent update for all sorts of stuff. So, fortunately, BlueStacks was able to come through and get you guys that reasonably clear quality on the stream still. Of
course, Zim would be the guy to call me out about. For some reason, it looks so laggy. Like the client and sliding looks super lag. Zim is the fine details of COD Mobile. He will find those, little kinks and he will point them out to a T. So good eye, Zim. Can't be mad at you for being, so attentive. Transitioning Game number 2 now is we're going to jump right into it. It's going to be a search and destroy on Crossfire Day. Do you think we have any opportunity to see in a Game 3 here?
It's a stretch, man. This is Nova we're talking about here, and while Olympus has a lot of potential, Nova is just that potential, but already unlocked, right? And I think we're gonna see it here. I mean, we could absolutely see an upset. Search and destroy is where we, typically speaking, give the underdogs maybe a little bit additional opportunity, because you get that reset between every round. It's a little bit more difficult to just get completely snowballed out of the game. So I think that's at least a fair thing to make note of here. Maybe if we get a couple snipes from Olympus early on, we can find a couple rounds. But I think overall Nova is just going to walk away with this one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do anything when Creed's being a demon. A couple frags coming in favor of Olympus, but you've already seen it there. Creed and Yaya just cleaning things up. Yaya gets the last kill there, pulls out the Renetti. Not seeing any thumpers in the mix. Absolutely loving the utilization of these secondaries, having to really work for that finish, and the players who transition quicker to adapting to that have seemed to just continue to prove their worth here. Yaya picking up that kill. Going to start seeing a lot more Renettis. Going to start seeing a lot more MW11s, Deagles if you are that talented. And as soon as I say that, I'm not even sure how you say it. Laria comes through with an absolute beaut of a snipe that I missed. Catches one in the transition. That was Spy, and Spy gets griefed early on here. He's I don't think he's lasted more than 30 seconds in a round so far.
Well, sometimes that's just the case, and like we said, there is potential on this Olympus roster. They're not a team that you can take lightly. RZM actually really, really solid. Mare, Jire, I mean, this team can come together and definitely pull some upsets. I just, again, don't think Nova is going to be their upset. You know what I mean? So we'll see as things continue to go on. We do have a 2v2, so they're actually keeping it fairly close so far. And we do have bomb down, and I do believe Jire knows that. As you can see, he is playing that angle there. But I mean,
pick.
Yeah, I mean, good pick, but Laria, where are you on the twos here? There are way better angles to cover this B-bomb from when you know you have bomb down by the trash can there. Like, you could be pushed on up to A and have a sight line straight across, you know? So I'm hoping we see a little bit tighter play on the doubles, but we'll just, we'll have to see.
Well, I mean, Erie has a good position here, gets taken down, but Larry able to come through on the refrag. So, initially not a great position for him, but obviously able to pick up that last kill, which is crucial. That ends the round, but I completely agree with you. If you're going to get challenged on that bottom staircase, I would have someone on that corner building playing that, like the little sideline underneath the bus. We see a lot of the LATAM teams use that spot. We see a lot of the NA teams use that spot. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of a laid-back gameplay, and it's kind of playing in the favor of Olympus. So, Spy going to pick up first blood, make sure that Verdict shuts his mouth and doesn't call him out yet again, and one kill so far is going to get taken down, and that's going to be Laria with some OP positioning yet again. Oh, but you got to hit those. You got to hit those.
Yeah, that's... Well, especially since Yaya was able to pick up a kill on that missed shot. If Laria was able to come through with the kill there, instead of looking at a 3v2, you're instead looking at a 3v3. So, does give you a little bit there. Does come through and does find a refrag onto Inferno. So, Laria coming through with a solid game so far. 5 kills on the board, 3 rounds in. Can't complain too much about that if you're Olympus or an Olympus fan. Actually top fragging for the lobby right now, but if we look at the rest of the team, Mare 0-2, Ranvi 1-3, RZM 1-3. It's largely the Laria and Jire show right now. Yaya last alive for Nova 4-1. Might actually possibly see a lead come through this round. It's now a 1v1. We don't have bomb in hands, but it looks like Yaya might be getting ready to rotate across the street here.
This is a 100% commit. No, okay, he falls back. I thought he was going to try and contest. He knows where Ilaria is. And I'm looking at VC. It's actually, he's going under the name Leo there. So I don't know if that clicks or makes sense to anybody else. Nade comes through. Bomb's going to get planted. Yeah. Oh, my God. The hit marker, but the follow-up from Laria. The 360 to make the jump. Gets the smoke to go along with it. The body shots, too. What a smoke. That was a flash. I love it. Or stun, rather. Questions in chat. I think the Rytech did get a buff. I'm not 100% on the details, but I did hear that in Bobby's stream earlier, so that might be why we're starting to see Inferno use the Rytech. I know a few seasons in a row we saw Tatio rock the Rytech, and no one was really on that Rytech trade. Right now we're seeing Inferno jumping on it, and you know, he's one of those players who consistently jumps on the new trends quickly. Saw him adapt to the AMAX earlier on, got transferred over the SKS. Of course, those guns are no longer usable, so trying to, you know, play his strong suit. His strong suit is sniping and you know, making an impact in that regards. Right now, he's got 2 kills on board. Here he's going to find first blood. I think there's a little bit of a spectator-client issue there, too, because I'm spectating Inferno, and it shows the blue kill in the feed, and it shows red now. Oh, maybe it's just showing the red because that's the red team. That makes sense, then. Maybe an update like that makes it a little easier for us to keep up with the kill feed.
I'll have to keep a little bit more of an eye on that, because that was something kind of annoying in the feed before, so I'll check, just to be sure. We do have a 2v1 situation. Saturn's is taking some shots. Why isn't Creed's picture darkened out?
That's a great question.
That's kind of annoying.
That is kind of annoying.
Merrick
I
does
keep
come
clicking
through,
on him.
finds one onto Inferno. The bomb does explode, and just like that, Nova have been able to tie things up. Verdict.
Enemy has dropped the bomb. Bomb spotted.
He's used Rytech before. I'm just saying, like, I haven't seen him use the Rytech a lot lately. I've seen him use the Marksman when that was an option. Just haven't seen him snipe since, so maybe he has used the Rytech prior to this update. But right now, we're all tied up, 2-2. And it looks like the last round here for the attacking side. Nova looking to get the advantage here, but oh my, Airy comes through with some shots. Saturn's actually in that same building, could get taken down here, but the reposition is not going to favor him. Mari comes through and absolutely takes him out. It's a 4v3 scenario, and I keep looking at Creed, and I want to spectate him, but he's not dead, or he's not alive, so... I'm glad Dave pointed that out.
Look, it's grayed out on my end this time.
But it still kind of shows up. It's still...
Yes.
Like, his name is grayed out, which is the more important thing.
Well, as we get into a little bit deeper of the action here, it is an advantage for Olympus. And if they're able to go into the second half with a lead, maybe they're able to come through with the upset and push us into Game 3. And let me tell you, if they are able to pull that off, I'm going to be pretty impressed, okay? I'm going to be honest with you here, going to be impressed. I'd love to see it. You guys know me. I'm always a fan of rooting for the underdog when it's believable. And let me tell you right now, this Search and Destroy is looking believable. A lot of it has been Laria and Jire early on, but Mare has actually had a couple really solid rounds. We've got 7 for Laria, 6 for Jire, 5 for Mare. Mare. I'm unsure. I'll try to get with the player individually, or maybe chat knows. But Ranvi, dude, if you can find a couple kills here, you could definitely help your team catapult into the lead. Sitting down at 1-5 currently, and RZM with 2 on the board. And Ranvi is opting to use the Arctic 50, which is definitely usable, but probably, I think, not the best sniper option in the meta right now. I get it; it kind of almost plays like a marksman, but I just feel like there's just better choices right now.
Yeah, he's sitting on that one breadstick. I believe he got that in the first round, got the wall bang to go along, and picked Spy off as soon as he got that bomb plant down. So, has it really made a lot of noise since? Maybe a different gun choice, maybe a different positioning. He's playing super aggressive right there. That's a very dangerous angle. As a matter of fact, I'm spectating Inferno, who's trying to get the shots to land. 50 seconds on the clock, and not a lot of push towards this B bomb site. Ranvi does pick up Yaya, so oh my, Inferno catches one on the transition. He's holding down this top broken building. Had a clear sight on the bomb carrier before he could even make the push. The bomb goes down to 3v3, so that player advantage is not going to be 100% capitalized on, but as soon as I say that, Airy does come through and finds Creed. 3v2, 30 seconds on the clock. Saturn's looking for the push up top the staircase and is not getting a lot of help now. Inferno has a clear shot here on the outskirts. Is looking for the wall bangs. Not going to be able to get anything to hit, and that is going to be Inferno now in a 1v3. The shots are just going to be way too overpowered. And that is going to be 4-2 Olympus. Down after that game 1 hardpoint, but they are stepping it up here in the Search and Destroy. Really making Nova work for it. And man, I am begging for a game 3, even after seeing that hardpoint. I mean, the frags 100% favored the side of Nova, but this search is getting spicy, and we're starting to finally see a little bit of competition here for this Nova team earlier on in the season.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I'm quite impressed with Olympus's Search and Destroy play right now. If we see that game 3, not only could it be a big opportunity for them to get 5 points, where I don't think anybody really thought they would, maybe even more if they were able to win the Dom. They could see that 15, but denying points away from Nova could be really huge for some of the other top teams. You know, they're obviously going to be sitting here cheering on Olympus right now, so I think that's huge for the scene, that we have Olympus coming through and putting on a show. The real question is, are they going to be able to keep it up against the coordination of Nova moving on into a potential domination here?
We'll have to see. I've seen trades go back and forth. I saw Spy double back and get Inferno's Rytech. Gets the hit marker, and it literally had him at 40%, the player he was shooting at. Of course, RZM picks up the DLQ and gets a one-shot. Anything above the head or anything above the shoulders is a one-shot kill. So shoulders and up, as you can just see, just absolutely coming through. And I think that's where, you know, Ranvi might be having an issue. That Arctic obviously is a thing of the past at this time. You know, it's viable if you can make it work, but I just haven't seen an Arctic in competitive play be utilized to its fullest extent since Space used it, like, God, a year ago. Right now, we've got Nova with a lot of lives still left in this Search and Destroy. They find a round for themselves here, even on the backs of being down 2-1 scenario. They turn things around, and here we are, 4-3 in the attack. First round off for the side of Olympus, definitely looking favorable, but right now they are just getting griefed. Transitions, Inferno rocks the Arctic 50 himself. Gets one kill, but RZM right there to get the refrag.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the biggest draw of the Arctic right now is with the ban on the SKS. It does kind of turn your sniper into a marksman rifle, right? You've got the ACOG, so the ADS time is solid. You're able to play a lot of those mid angles without your vision being completely obscured like a sniper rifle does. So it's players adapting to that kind of rule change, right? That's been a big one. Obviously, is the change on the weapons in the meta. So, we're not going to see any shotguns, not going to see those marksmans, not going to see those LMGs, but there's a couple guns that can kind of bridge that gap a little bit.
Enemy contact.
Right now, we got a gap that Nova needs to bridge if they want to close the series out in 2. Right now, it's a 2v3 scenario. Ranvi does have the bomb in his hand. Kind of hesitant on making this bomb plant happen. They want to deal with Saturns. Oh, man, the good old 1-2 push. Bait them and switch them. That's what I love to see, and that is going to be a bomb plant, though. Creed finds one on the back, in the background, and it is a much more doable situation. Mari almost gets taken down from the transition. Bomb does go down. 38 seconds on the clock, and I just read in chat that the DLQ is a one-shot. Anything above the legs, Jesus Christ. Someone's trolling. That can't be right, right? I think it's. Is it shoulders up or is it waist up?
Well, it's definitely not shoulders up.
So it's lower than shoulders?
You can body shot center of mass in multiplayer, yeah.
So why is everybody not using the DLQ?
Creed's using the DLQ.
Yeah, well, I mean, we see several Arctics. We saw a few Rytex. Maybe you know what? Maybe they're just doing what I said earlier. They're trying to test a new meta and see how it pans out. And
Space says ACOG doesn't increase the ADS time anymore.
It doesn't.
I didn't know that. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen it, so that could be part of it, but that does definitely make sense. And again, part of it is going to be playing those mid angles without the obscured vision. So again, it almost turns it into that marksman rifle. So I expect to see some players definitely pull it out. Look, Space, since you're here in chat, I'm surprised we haven't seen any AS Val play out of you.
Yo, don't give him any ideas. I'm sure that that attachment's going to be banned too. It's making it a marksman rifle that one. What is it? The 10 mil ammo? I don't know what they have it on COD Mobile. I know in Warzone it's very similar. It makes it a single burst. But I just don't see it viable as some of these others. 5-6-3 win. We're sitting here just nonchalantly talking, and here comes Olympus taking back the top of that mountainside and take a game, at least 5 points in their favor off of this series, and they've done it against a team that you could throw in the conversation of being a top 2 contender. I know we're talking about Animus being in that top seat, but on any given day, I think Animus and Nova get into a lobby. I think Nova, trades just as evenly as Animus does. Do they do it as consistently? Well, we just found out, not on this Search and Destroy Crossfire.
Dude, and it was largely Jire coming through. It's 13 kills on board. Laria carried the first couple rounds. I mean, we had 5 in the first 3 rounds for Laria, and I think we had 7 by round 5. Fell off completely from there, but the couple players that we were talking about struggling stepped up and my goodness, absolutely came through. RZM ended up with 6. Mare came through with 9 on the board, and Ranvi picked up a couple clutch kills and did end with 4. You look over at the opposition, Yaya came through, 9 on the board, Creed 7, Saturn 6, Inferno 6, Nova, Spy. My dude, what happened here? You were one of the big players we expected to see perform in Search and Destroy, specifically, now being able to compete again. And definitely found the rough end of that game. Only coming through with 1 on the board is not what I expected out of Spy, especially on a map like Crossfire, a very strategic map where we expected some of those like kind of IGL calls and coaching experience to come through big for him.
Transitioning. And here we are, Game 3 scenario. Firing range domination going to be the deciding factor who wins this series. And sure enough, we didn't think we'd see 3, but here we are. It is looking much brighter for the side of Olympus. You take a look back at that hard point. Surely they weren't able to handle the frag situation. Back and forth. I think the kills highly favored Nova. I didn't get the math on it, but I'm sure Day.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I knew it was a
yeah,
large margin. Yeah.
Yeah, for the respawns, Nova absolutely fragged out. And I got to say, I'm proud of Olympus because I was not expecting a Game 3 here. So the fact that we are getting that opportunity is huge. And like I said, even if they don't come through with the win and domination and they've just extended their loss, they've picked themselves up at a minimum of 5 points and denied Nova at a minimum of 5 points. If they're able to come through with the upset in the domination as well, that could really stir the pot in the standings because those points towards the end of the season are going to start to really narrow down. We're going to see teams fighting for specifically the number 1 and the number 2 spot, which quite often does end up being pretty close. And the benefit of getting one of those number 1 or number 2 spots is going to be your ability to not have to play in the quarterfinals, right? You're going to move right on to the semifinals, and that's one less opportunity for you to get eliminated.
I'm with Spy on this one. He came in the chat. He said on the crappiest map. I 100% agree with you. Crossfire.
Look, I don't
it's
disagree.
not the best,
I don't disagree. I just expected his like kind of strategic experience to do a little bit better. I'm not roasting Spy in any way, shape, or form. I thought that would have been a map that he would have done well on.
Transitioning. Well, he's going to get a second chance at life here. This domination, obviously Olympus able to take that Search and Destroy, and now Airy. I don't know what that was my guy did. Okay, at any rate. Literally gets on that A site, and again, know it wasn't a Thumper because the Thumper's not it. Maybe he had a botched nade, but we'll have to see how it pans out now as we got an AC cap coming through early on. Airy gets, not necessarily calling 4K because I didn't necessarily see what happened, but a little bit of B progress here for both sides. No, A is actually going to get pushed up from Nova. Right now, we've got a little bit of a split decision lead, a little bit in favor of the side of Nova because they got that C cap earlier, but a lot of B progress coming through and a lot of map control to go along with it. This top tower is devastating. Ranvi is going to get taken down, and I think that's where that DRH kind of falls off. You get a little bit out of its range. The accuracy, the bullet spread, just not a viable one.
Yeah, bullet spread accuracy, definitely a big thing, especially in the recent years of COD, right? Like, I think COD Mobile is one of the ones that, like, really hit it and did it well. And, you know, that's where the DRH just unfortunately falls a little bit short because overall the damage on it is actually pretty solid. But if the bullets don't hit, the bullets don't hit, you know? So, definitely going to be a factor for kind of some of the upcoming weeks of play is going to be seeing, you know, what the meta really is. Obviously, I think the Type 25 still one of the best ARs in the game, if not the single-handed best. I heard some people saying the M13 got nerfed. I don't recall seeing that in the patch notes, but maybe I missed it, so I'll have to dig a little bit deeper into that. And as far as other weapons we're seeing on the board, it seems like people are still largely clinging on to that Type 25 comfort for this one. We do have Ranzi once again rocking the Bison, and Mare is coming through with the M13. I don't have the skins downloaded. That's unfortunate. Does have the Morningstar skin on, so he does have that built-in red dot, but I'm not seeing it on my screen.
Well, you know what I should see on my screen is a quick listen in with the guys over at Olympus. They have an A and B cap. They've had a majority of this round under wraps. Granted, a little bit of issues at home. Maybe a great time for us to go ahead and jump in with them. So bear with us as we join VCs for the Olympus squad.
Contact with enemy.
There's one trapping on A.
One fighting. Fighting one shot.
Let them be.
I clean B.
One shot fighting.
Top 10.
One, trailer.
Take it.
All right, I may have jumped to conclusions a little too soon now. The triple cap comes through. What is this sudden death at the top of the comms? I bounced out of the comms. I don't know if Day got the message. I saw a triple cap come through, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking at Olympus. They had a lot of map control early on. They had a B cap quickly come through. Sure, they struggled with having a home flag, but right now, you know, the side of Nova just continuing to run on. So I don't really quite get the little message at the top. It says sudden death. So if you know anything about that after this recent update, let me know. I know Day is probably going to join back up with us here in a little bit, but right now it is all Nova. Double caps coming through, sticking all the way through, and the triple cap was, you know, shortly lived, but it still shows a lot of a lot of control here early on for the side of Nova. So 100-70, a lot closer than it could have been with that triple cap that was shut down a little earlier. But still a very, very close game.
Capture the objectives. Enemy taking Charlie.
Grenade.
And I'm not even sure Dave's in VC right now.
I stuck in a little bit longer than you. I wanted to really hear, because I thought their comms were actually really, really well executed during that first half. So I wanted to stick around and see, you know, kind of how they were looking going into the second half. And they're confident, even though they're sitting down 30 points right now. There was a lot of really positive reinforcement in the comms there. You know, they were sitting there saying, you know, we got them coming into this next round. We're not down if we get trailer control. And sure enough, we see Mare getting in here for the trailer control as well as RZM. And we have a CB cap early on. So I'm quite impressed with Olympic.
Let's jump back down there. I didn't know what it was going to be, you know, expecting. But right now, CB, we'll go ahead and jump back in. Get those listen-ins for stream to hear.
Enemy airstrike incoming. Be careful.
Tunnel C, pick up. I'm spicy. Yeah. Sparrow dead.
No,
I
no,
whisper,
no, no,
whisper,
no,
whisper.
no. Some barrels one.
Go for it.
Come away.
I got trail.
One jungle.
Dead.
Too young.
Nice.
Clean, big. Oh, I go clean.
One bottom wood.
One tower.
Don't lose.
One shot.
Firing dead.
Tower one shot.
I'm spawning on that. There's two bottom wood.
Dead
One
tower.
trailer. Trailer, what's up? Nice.
Dead. Nice. Good shit. Watch my A long.
Fighting.
Top team.
One more fighting.
Top team, guys. Top team.
Don't push too much, Razem. Just hold.
Oh, one
top team.
fighting.
Top team.
I long.
On see one shot is true.
Two A long. Go A. Come. Yeah, like, come. And guys, watch out for me.
Only one. Bottom wood.
See that.
Guys, B, guys.
Dead on B, two dead on
Guys,
B.
control map.
Fighting, I need help.
Hey, meet, bottom wood.
There's people trailer.
We've taken the lead.
No, fighting.
Top boot.
Kobe.
Upward is jumping B.
On
Come
front,
on.
go see.
I'm concussed on the... One trailer.
Let's see.
Okay, clean. Wow, I had it.
Hey, wood, stop wood.
Jungle.
Nice, good shit. Come on, we can still win, boys.
Guys, dead. Trailer dead.
Two bottom wood.
Fighting one bullet.
One top boot.
Yo, this is turning out to be one of, you know, if I didn't match this as one of the best games of the day, I highly undersold this, the value of this series. Right now, we're looking at a pretty solid Game 3. And Nova right now have an advantage, but it's been anything but an advantage this entire second half. As a matter of fact, the B site is going to be pushed up. Inferno does a great job holding trailer down there, though, and Day. What were your thoughts?
Dude, if that's not a team that's here to win against all odds in those comms, then I don't know what it is. That, again, they were sitting down. They're up against Nova. You come into this this final match of the, or final game of the match, and they were confident going into the second half, and they've brought it back. It does look like Nova have an advantage here, and we do got to start looking at the clock. So I think Nova have been able to recuperate and come in for the win. But dude, Olympus have absolutely impressed me in this series. So huge shout out to Olympus, even though it does look like Olympus has fallen. Again, not only were they able to come in against all odds and prove that, you know, maybe they're a team to watch a little bit closer than we maybe originally have given them credit for. They picked themselves up 5 points in a game where I don't think anybody really had substantial confidence in them to do so. So I'm here for it, and Olympus going to be a team I'm going to keep a little bit closer of an eye on for the upcoming weeks.
Well, they got a triple cap right now. I don't think they can win off this time frame. And as a matter of fact,
there's not time.
There's not time. This was a hell-fought game. And right now, we're looking at a triple cap that's going to close it out, but it's not going to close that gap. And you can see the time just dwindling down. Very unfortunate, but I got to say, these guys fought tooth and nail all the way in the trenches. A little bit of misfortune early on cost them that game 3. But that was one of the best domination performances I've seen in a very long time in this EU scene. We don't get to see a lot of game 3s. This one was about as spicy as it gets, and it's in a map that no one can come and chat and say, well, you know, we played it on an ass map and that's what happened. No, that was one of the classics. And I don't know where things went wrong. I think it was a little bit of, you know, Olympus not capitalizing and being in the right place at the right time when they're getting their kills. A little bit of out of position. They're spread a little too thin, not able to capitalize on getting on the objective. I think Zim needs to come through. This is a 100% video you need to break down. And I will link the YouTube video in your DMs. I need you to break that series down, that map in particular.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really solid. Again, I think the comms were just phenomenal for Olympus. And again, I stuck around a little bit deeper than you did into the transition. There was no hesitation on the reinforcement for each other, right?
Okay.
They came in and, dude, I wish you could have heard it. They were solid.
Well, you never know what's going to happen in the triple cap scenario, and I didn't want to exploit that and them not, you know, be okay with it. Usually when we jump in for VCs, it's when one team has an advantage or they're fighting for the advantage. In a triple cap, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't. I wish I would have stuck around. I wish you should have just jumped back into VC after I left and be like, hey, Verdict, you need to get back down here.
Get back down here.
Get back down. Hey, or tell Roden to drag me, either or, because usually I have good timing when stuff like that happens. Right there was just poor timing for me. But, Mari, there's no Fs about that matchup. That series was a great way to start the day. A 2-1 lead for Nova. 15 points are going to go in their favor now as I'm taking a look at the standings. I'm not sure if they're updated. They are 100%. As you can see it right here. Nova going to be on top of the board for now. 35 points solid. But that Olympus team, that's not the same Olympus team we saw play on, what was that, last Thursday? Who did they play last Thursday?
Yeah, there's a 16 kill advantage on the side of Nova on a firing range Dom, which isn't like a complete blowout of the water, but I mean that's a pretty substantial kill lead, right? And again, dude, I wish you could have heard it because this Olympus team is what I want to jump in with comms again next week. I mean, I don't know if you want to make a note of that or what, but if you're going to come into a second half where you're down 30 points against potentially one of the best teams in all of Europe, I want to hear more. I want to hear more of that positivity. I want to hear more of that reinforcement for your teammates, because that's not something we hear a lot, right? You get into situations where teams are down, and typically there's more blame than anything else, and I didn't hear an even wink of that from Olympus. So
I heard a lot more. I heard a lot more like not necessarily negativity, but a lot more emotion that was geared towards upset in the Nova comms when they were leading 200-100 against this team than I heard out of the side of Olympus. And I'm not pointing that out as a flaw or anything like that. I'm just stating the facts. Fact is, Olympus were cool, calm, and collective the entire matchup. Even when I jumped in and I listened in and I stayed for a little bit, but then I saw the triple count. I was like, man, I better not do this. I can't do this to this team. This team is showing a lot of promise on the Search and Destroy. They're putting up a hell of a fight. It's a dog fight. I don't know if I can stick around for this, and I double back. So looking back on it, I think I still made the right decision, even though the comms were still solid. We got that second chance to do it in the second half, and overall, I'm very impressed with this Olympus squad who came in, and they took an L 2-0 versus Animus on Thursday, and let's just say that matchup was nowhere near close. And to see them, like making leaps towards a better Mobile Mayhem season, I am super excited to see how this team turns out. RZM, Mari, Airy, I know Brix is on this roster. there's a lot.
Rasta?
They're on this Rasta. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how you carried over the emphasis at the end of
Rasta.
The Rasta.
Look, I was excited. I'm pumped, dude. That's what you get when you have Verdict in VCs, and I'm excited to see someone contend against a top 2 team in EU and are able to take it to a game 3 and make it that close. Those are the games that I live for, and those are the ones that get me hyped up. And here we are right here. As you can see on the screen, if you missed it, you got to go back and rewatch the VOD. Just an amazing 3-game spread. Even starting off on, a little bit of a hiccup on that hard point. Some it can be a bit toxic. Turned it around in the Search and Destroy, earned 5 points. They take an L here today, but they earn a W in my heart. Olympus down 2-1 to Nova as we're going to get geared up for that Anarchy and Animus matchup, guys. This is the action that I came for as well. So, maybe I shouldn't have been as excited for this one as I wasn't as excited for the Olympus and Nova game. I should have probably been a little more hyped for this one. This one,
I don't think you're in the wrong, dude. I don't think you're in the wrong. I think everybody would have looked at this matchup and said, okay, Nova's picking up 20 points. And and Olympus massively come through. I obviously it's not an upset. They didn't come through with the victory, but that's one Olympus that you guys should be proud of. You guys played that well. You maintained positivity the whole time. And look, I'm gonna be hyping you guys up for the coming weeks because Nova's not an easy team to push to game 3, and you guys not only pushed them to game 3 after a pretty sizable defeat in the hard point, you guys almost came back with the W in the domination as well. That triple cap at the end, if there was 30 more seconds on the clock, maybe that's an Olympus win. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I've got a new team that I'm excited for. You guys know I was on the Anarchy train last season. I think Olympus is trying to earn that respect from me here.
Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm getting in on it before I even have to get a DM from Day. He has already let me know that Olympus is that team this season. So I'm super excited to see how they turn out. And I can already see chat. They are loving my Rasta. My Rasta Bumba Clock. Okay, I probably pushed a little bit too far there, but I love you guys. I hope you were able to, fill my heart when I said that, because I felt it when I said it, and I did not want to correct myself. I wasn't going to say roster. So that Olympus Rasta 100% sticks. So we're going to get geared up for our second series of the night. It's going to be a banger. We got Animus. That's right. That the Titan of this EU scene, by far one of the better teams in this winter 2022 season. And before we do that, we're going to take a small intermission. We're going to get a few words from COD Mobile. So don't go anywhere. Got Animus. And we've also got Anarchy. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Series number 2, Animus and Anarchy. Set this square off. Yeah, you like that? That's intensity right there.
No, I was messing with chat.
Oh, you guys, you know what, chat? You guys asked a very, very important question. Are transitioning. You asked a very, very important question while we were on break. More importantly, Zem asked a very important question. Do we wear pants while we cast? Absolutely. I don't care what the case is. I don't care if it's a casual stream. I don't care if I'm in a professional suit. I am always wearing gym shorts at least. Okay? I've got gym shorts on now. I asked Day. He 100% has gym shorts on as well, too. I didn't make him show me because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not interested in seeing. And you wonder why Day doesn't want to move to Florida with Verdict. Okay, that's probably one of those. Day, can I see your shorts when we're off stream again? Thank you.
So like I have shorts on, but I also it's winter here. Okay, it's winter. I also have a blanket wrapped around my legs.
Nice. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. We like to be warm here.
There we go. Well, I'm going to tell you, I share a room with a water heater. It's always warm in here. I don't care what it could be 30 below outside. It's always at least 75 degrees where I'm in. So sometimes you'll occasionally hear me say, I got to go open this door. It's because I need a little bit of air to circulate because it gets a bit stuffy in here. So it's about to get stuffy in this matchup because I'm taking a look at a best of 3 and it looks like we've got a pretty solid rotation day. Starting things off with a hardpoint raid. How does that sound?
I mean, hardpoint raid is always going to be a big one for me, especially when we're in this 250 setup, because raid is one of those ones that if you miss a good garage hold, the enemy can get a full 60 hold on garage, right? I mean, that is like money of money. But you know, you get an opportunity, you get around to a second reset or a second rotation on that reset. And maybe you're the one that gets that 60 comeback instead of losing out on essentially half the round. Looking at our second map, we're going to be moving into a search and destroy on standoff. And if we make it to a game 3, bro, this is Animus we're talking about. We might not see that game 3 this time. But Olympus has given me a lot of hope in the underdog here. So maybe we see the domination on Summit. For our operators, we've got Patron with the Annihilator, Rondo with the War Machine, Brixta coming through with the Grab Vortex, Anur with the Sparrow, Marky with the Death Machine, and for Animus, we've got Shark on the Annihilator, Narcs on the Sucky Sucky,
Yo!
Durari coming through with the Death Machine, Marvel with the War Machine, and Grizz with the Sparrow.
Oh my god, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of swapped over to the cams and I stood up for chat just so they could enjoy it. And then as soon as I did that, like literally 30 seconds afterwards, you mentioned Sucky Sucky, which we heard the comms from the Goofy Goobers. That's what they call the gravity vortex. So is it something that I'm gonna be commonly using? Hell no, bro. But is it something that we will hear if we jump into VCs to some of these teams? Possibly. You know, possibly. So, I stood up for you guys. My hairline is not green lined either. You guys can... I need a haircut. I'm going to be honest with you. I need a haircut. I did have pants on, Zim. He put it on during the cutaway? Are you kidding me? Or were you kidding me, bro? Like, serious? I'm proudly sporting my Me6 gear, too, even though we've gone through a little bit of a rebrand, and this logo that I'm rocking right now is kind of out of date. I don't care, it's the first one I've got. So he had nothing on in the VC on God. Ronan, I swear, bro, he might be right, but you guys will never know. So game number 1 about to be underway. We've got the best in EU here in this lobby. Animus looking to take on Anarchy. Will Anarchy be able to handle all that smoke? They've got a stacked lineup, bro. Rondo, Patron, Marky, Onur, and Brixta. Okay, so Brixta wasn't in that Olympus roster. Or did Brixta get picked up by Anarchy? I am confusion.
Let me pull up the spreadsheet real quick and double check, because obviously, again, we're still getting used to all of the teams here as well, guys and girls. So some of the teams aren't like totally locked into our mind. It does look like Does look like we have Lydia was on Olympus and is crossed
Lydia.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. I see Brixta on the original Anarchy lineup.
Okay, so I made a mistake there. Lydia was on that. I remember
Lydia now on Fortnuts 420.
Interesting. Well, I can't believe you just said that on stream, bro. It's FN 420. We don't say their name. I refuse to say it, and you put me in an awkward position.
Hey, listen. Okay, if we have an admin confirming that that name was deemed inappropriate or something, then I got you. But FN 420, definitely another team to be on the lookout for, especially with the pickup of Lydia. So that's going to be one I'm excited for today. Does look like in this matchup, however, we do have Anarchy coming through up against Animus, who I think everybody can agree Animus is, one of those super stacked lineups, and it's going to be a struggle for Anarchy to earn that game 3. But we saw Olympus last game. I'm on the underdog train right now. I'm hoping to see that game 3, and I think that'll be one where they humble up Animus a little bit if they're able to do so.
Yeah, at this point, I've seen a lot of Demon Time activate from this Animus squad right now. They are getting a little bit of a bested of, a P1 scenario, but that's okay. They got set up here in kitchen sight. Rotations are going to come through. Marvel going to catch one on the transition, and some great support there. As you can see, spawns are solidified. We got one player, Brixta, spawning ringside. The contest is going to come through the front door. It's going to be answered impromptly. Patron winning a massive gunfight, but again, not able to get that 100% break. Brixta, again, winning one, but when you don't have the numbers, it's kind of difficult to take out this Animus squad, and they are just absolutely feeling this P2 rotation. So Animus, again, backburners are setting up early, paying off here, and Narc's able to earn a Predator missile, but, Narcs gets taken out, and the setup comes through, the retake comes in prompt, and I gotta say, Animus setting up for new early is quite a shock. Didn't expect to see that, but sure enough, Shark, the lone wolf, is going to be able to find 2 and earn the last few bit of that trickle time. You can already see it. They got a 2-3 split. That's going to be Marvel making the rotation through mid. And spawns, again, if you don't win those gunfights before that ticker ends, you're not going to get the spawn sites for new. Right now, we're looking at Drari, who spawned halfway across the map. All because that those gunfights didn't go down right before that time expired. Doesn't matter, though, because we got Animus right back on the point, but it's just something to keep in mind.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Verdict. And, dude, I gotta say, EU, the scene is looking solid. If we have a team, Animus and Anarchy face off, and they're giving us this kind of competition, similar to our last matchup where we had Olympus come through against Nova. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but EU is such a more fun scene to watch. Period.
Oh, I completely agree with you, but in saying that, we saw a Devious and Omni matchup over the weekend. It went to a best of 5. In Game 3, we thought it was over, and sure enough, Devious came through and was able to reverse. So that takes us back to that same conversation. Maybe it's a lot funner to watch, but, at the tippity top of NA, does, this EU seed who produces a lot of talent, do they compete with that seed? I know in Champs we got a little taste of, or Stage 5 we got a little taste of what it looks like for teams to have a little bit more of an even spread on ping, but they're still debating. And I know Day and I will continue to talk about it until we see a LAN event. I don't think we've seen an even matchup yet. That's about as even as it gets. But even then, it was a bit discomforting to watch. I need a LAN event in my life, and I need it to be sometime this year. I don't care if it's at the end. I don't care if it's right, in the middle. I don't care what the case is. I need a LAN event for this to be a be-all, end-all. Right now, we're seeing a 102-71 game here. No LAN event. This is all online, and we're having fun with it as we see the game progress. And 12 seconds left on the point. The break comes through. And I gotta say, the side of Anarchy are fighting tooth and nail. They're winning those in the trenches, and they're keeping this thing close. But how long can they, keep this Animus squad out of the point, out of the objective, Dave?
Yeah, that's a big question because, again, Animus is that kind of top team we expect to see out of Europe. And, you know, how dare you bring the Devious matchup into the mix here. Devious need to humble up on that one. That was all
Big
NA
facts,
servers
big facts.
all day long, okay? Like, they may have come through and win, but did they deserve that win is another question. So this has proven to be a much more exciting matchup because we know these teams are on at least reasonably similar ping, right? So big factor there. And Animus are in the lead. They've got, you know, just about 40 points in their favor, but look at the hill right now. This is Anarchy coming through with control on the remainder of P5 here. They're not getting a ton of time, but they're rounding it out. And now we got to see if they can make that break over. Marvel in the corner there, going to pick up a big 1 kill. Brixta does take down Grizz, but Marvel finding 2 in the feed, definitely going to help them lock down the P1 reset. And this is looking like probably going to be a big hill for the side of Animus. I think they're going to take a pretty sizable lead here. I think the best thing that we can see out of Anarchy here is maybe they come through with a little bit of an interrupt, but they need spawns for P2 here.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, you know, they're going to need spawns here for P2, but, you know, they need to put at least a 15-20 marker here on this P1. They need to get a break. There's 2 players on the point. As of now, the rotations needs to be, you know, stout. Oh, Rondo just walks right into that gravity vortex. I won't resort to using anything other than that. So the break not going to come through. A full hold there for the side of Animus. As soon as I say that, Patron actually there to contest, not going to be able to get it. We're going to hear the comms and listen in for the side of Animus as they're going to be making this P2 transition, looking to close this game 1 out potentially here. As we'll join in, bear with us as we do.
One window, Hey, fuck the spawn, I spawn double stairs.
One window as well.
Two city.
One low city, death machine, you can get them.
I'll spawn ring.
One dead.
Death machine. Watch out. They spawn. I watch your mid. Dead middle. I trophy side, watch out, money. Nice.
One more.
Front dead.
Keep going, guys, keep going.
One more
Focus.
Top laundry pushing.
City.
I got your mid,
On you.
Bang. Go side. One pushing back right now.
Wait.
I'm on you.
Let's go.
Come you now.
Money.
Dead. Get it.
One dead on
Say
you.
Marvel. You can go, Marvel. I
I
have
got
this one.
red.
Okay. Take it.
Oh, one
Laundry.
Push zig.
Yalla.
They're gonna spawn driveway.
Zid low.
Hold your cam, Troy.
I need help, bro. Hold on me.
Two raid. One more
I
wide.
got two. One driveway. Last one driveway. Last one. They're pushing red. They're pushing from red.
Let's all finish together. One bottom red.
I spawn Paul.
Let's go from red. Watch that driveway. Clear your corner.
Wait,
Push it. Fuck it.
Outside. Nice.
Red Lambo, on the right corner.
Annie on site. Full dead.
No, red cars.
Red cars low, 1 HP.
Red. It's fine. Focus, guys. Focus.
Nice. Rotate for red.
One more red cars. I spawn Paul.
All right, I may have stuck in there a little longer than I normally do. I can't help it, dude. The comms flow, everything's on point. Granted, they don't get what they needed there on that P3. They're fighting up against a scrappy opponent right now. It is looking pretty doable for Anarchy Day. What are your thoughts?
It's definitely looking doable. They've kept this game incredibly close. I mean, we're looking at 40 points between these two teams right now. And again, I think most people would say Animus is probably number 1 or at lowest number 2 in the region. It'd probably go back and forth, at least, again, kind of on what people say. But the comms are hard to argue with right now. And I think largely that is, again, just we have Animus in the lead. I want to hear that day with Animus, because right now they're all positive. They're all, keep going, keep it up, we got this. I want to hear them when they're down. That's going to be a big aspect for me. I I want to hear Animus in the position that Nova were in that last game. And that's not saying that I want bad for Animus. I not wanting to see them lose, but I want to see them when they're in that struggle position. I want to be able to come through and hear, how they're able to handle, being down or getting triple capped in the final seconds of a domination. So Animus still coming through strong with the comms. The positivity is solid there. You can hear it, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons that you stick around for those comms, Verdict. And they're a solid team. They're positive. They're absolutely rocking it. And I expect big things from them this season.
Oh, I absolutely expect big things from this team. The comms are just one portion of their game. If you take a look at the scorecard, they're usually out-fragging their opponents. I think we had a 30-kill advantage in one game last week. Right now, it's not as drastic as 30, but the fact that they're keeping this game, within a 50-point marker, I've got to commend the side of Anarchy. Anarchy stepping up. And this is another reason why, again, Dave made a comment earlier, and I 100% agree with it. It is so much fun, it's so much gooder to cast EU, Mobile Mayhem. It doesn't get the respect that it deserves, and I know I say gooder, guys. I'm clearly trying to, pull out that conversation that Dave and I had a few days ago about that being a word or not with Miss Merck and whatnot, but I gotta say, it makes so much spicy game. These games are just so action-packed all the way to the end, and right now only 8 points separate Animus from a Game 1 victory, but look how many points the side of Anarchy have racked up. They have put up a hell of a fight, and that's what makes this EU scene so dynamic.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, and this game going down to the wire. Huge shout out to both the teams for showing up the way that they have, because this is just keeping the energy going from that really, really close Olympus Nova game that we had. I mean, we're 7 points away from an Animus win, but Anarchy, 17 points. They've got control of the hill. They've got control of Laundry. And they're not far off either. And they were sitting down when I tallied it up a second ago. 36 kills. And this game is 2 points. We do get the break by Animus at the last couple seconds here. And they are going to come away with the 250 to 242 win. If we stopped that game at 150, Verdict, we're not talking about an 8-point game at that point in the match. So I am absolutely loving the new rule set, and I am absolutely loving the energy that EU brings to the table here.
Man, we're only in the second series, and I'm already feeling winded right now. Guys, I'm in the 100-day challenge where I'm doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. I'm knocking those out, within the first 30 minutes of waking up now. I've gotten it down packed where I literally knock it out. I am super winded. It has been such an intense stream already. We're only 2 series in. We're only game 1. A 250 to 242. A very well fought game from both teams, but again, Dave mentioned it. How many kills ahead were the side of
33 kills ahead on Animus at the end of that game.
You couldn't tell. You could not tell.
Yeah, not a pushover game. I mean, the kill feed would have had you believe that Animus were absolutely coming through and smoking the competition. I mean, a 33 kill lead is literally more kills than Patron, Rondo, Honor, or Brixta had entirely. So that's like almost a whole extra player worth of kills coming through on the board for the side of Animus. But the rotations from Anarchy were really, really solid, and we had Brixta and Rondo come through with about 1:40 on the hill apiece. You had 54, 55 for Patron and Markey, and you had 49 coming through for Honor. You look over at the opposition, Shark and Narcs with 225 on the hill, 1:11 for Durari, 33 for Grizz, and 46 for Marvel, on top of the fact that they had a kill lead. And that game was still so close. Again, we came down to 8 points across the board. So I'm I'm hyped. I'm hoping we see potentially the game 3 come through here. I think it's a tall order, but again, after Anarchy came through and kept that game as close as they did, I want to believe anything's possible here. I want to believe we see another unexpected game 3.
I'm taking a look at the rotations here. Map picks lead us to a standoff search or destroy for this game 2, and I think that hardpoint was the game that Anarchy needed to take in order to buy that game 3. The sniper talent that this Animus squad has. I'm gonna pause for a second because transitioning. I can't 100% get on board with seeing a game 3 unless we see some of the best, just ridiculous, search and destroy rounds from Anarchy. I'm not discounting them. I mean, but you saw it. They're getting out-fragged, right? They're getting, out-rotated. The thing that I noticed a lot of was the second attempt breaks were on point. Anarchy transitions not necessarily up to par with Animus in that regards, but those breaks came and they were swift and they stuck. Those last 20 seconds of a point, the last 25, they were contesting. They were all over the objective. Surely and they get out-fragged 33 kills, but go ahead.
I just wanted to go on and say here, while there's a 33 kill advantage for the side of Nova, there was really only 3 kills that made the difference in that game. And that's the 3 kills that came through on that hill in the last point.
Yeah.
Because if those 3 kills go over to the side of Anarchy instead of Animus, it doesn't matter. You're a 30 kill positive for the side of Animus there, but that's a difference maker. So you got to give credit to the side of Anarchy for their rotations and how well they played the objective. But again, if you tune up your gun skill and you win just those 3 gunfights at the end, that's a map win for you. So I have high hopes for plenty of teams this season, but I think EU just has so much more talent spread out than NA, and they're just so much more fun to watch, man. I do not get this kind of exciting games from teams you expect to be at the tippity top of the region versus teams that you're like, oh, this is a team that's fighting for the middle, right? That's not the energy you get in North America. So EU, keep it up, keep the scene exciting, keep it spicy, and you'll keep a lot of people entertained.
Bro, I hate myself right now. I swapped over to Narcs and Marvel to see if they can get some first frags, and here comes Grizz pulling out a crossbow and finds first blood on Brixa. So I'm gonna have to find a way to go back and get that and clip it. So, and sure enough, as soon as I switch over to to Grizz, he's already done the deed. He's putting it away now, and Marvel picks up one snipe. Now we got a 2-for-1 coming through now as Drari has dropped. Bomb goes down. Rondo looking for some shots mid. Not going to find anything. Barrel's going to get peeked by Markey. The fallback comes through. Almost just gets annihilated right there. But the transition here from Narcs is going to be too OP. Narcs, Grizz, and Shark get the retake. Bomb's going to get defused. Still a hell of a round. This is a spicy one from the top, from the beginning to the end. It didn't, surely 3 players are still alive. But that was a lot of smoke coming through from the side of Anarchy to start this search or destroy. They get the bomb plant down early. I was 100% on board with that. Just the defending of the opponents. The rotations from Animus, 2 on point.
Yeah, definitely hard to say, but first round does go over to Animus. Again, I think they would be the favorites to win, but I hope this isn't over in 2 verdict. I hope this goes to a game 3, especially after how close that hard point was, right? I mean, 8 points coming down to 1 set of gunfights determining the winner is absolutely nuts. And you gotta give Anarchy the credit. And again, hopefully we see that game 3 come through, and Anarchy can pick themselves up some points yet here, because that was such a well-fought and hard-fought hard point, and it does look like they've bounced back for a search and destroy here, and Unfortunately for Marvel, he drops down right in front of Patron. Patron, Type 25 in hand, not going to miss those shots, picks up the free and easy kill, and ties the series up, or well, ties the search and destroy up 1-1.
One round back and forth, one round for each team, and a much better round. I gotta say, they pushed that A site very collectively. Marky gets that first blood. Makes things interesting here now as the search and destroy getting a bit spicy early on. We've got a 3-player push up to this statue tank site. One there to contest. Is that Narcs? Yep, Narcs playing a little bit of devil's advocate right there. Well, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I mean, he's buddy hopping. He's activated sweat mode. Does get taken out right there. The refrag comes through. Marky and Rondo combined for 2, and it's a 3-for-2 trade now. Bombs down. Patron looking to collect it. Marvel, Grizz, and Sharks dropped in the background. Rondo putting up 4 so far. Closing off this CT, or not the CT tank, but the statue tank site. Grizz on a full-on flank looking for the pinch. As we can see it, Marvel's got to do a good job of playing his life right here, because if he drops, it's not going to work. We'll see how it pans out now. 30 seconds on the clock. Can Grizz and Marvel find a 2v2 scenario? Patron gets one. One shot miss from Marvel. Absolutely gets taken down, but Grizz not allowing his opponent any time, but does have to reload the drop down. Patron clutches. And we've got a 2-1 now in favor of Anarchy, and as I say that, D Hitman coming through with a raid. Let's go! Appreciate you, Hitman.
Yeah, Hitman coming through, showing the love for Mayhem and the Amplified fan. And, you know, couldn't be at a better time because, dude, the matches have... I guess it could have been at a better time. You could have caught us in the middle of that, that last matchup was absolutely fire. But, dude, with the way this one's going... you guys might not miss too much. This one's going to wake you up. Oh my goodness, dude. EU is just looking so solid right now.
Enemy contact.
Yeah, solid's one word. Overpowered is another one that I could also use. You know, it's gone back and forth. We've seen one banger matchup already. One Nova and, you know, Olympus, who took us to a game 3. 8 points separated us there, maybe a little less. Patron separating here, finds one, but drops, overextends. Grizz gets to refrag, bombs down. 28 seconds on the clock. Grizz not looking to make those same mistakes as he did last round, looking for those shots up top. But Rondo with a smoke covers barrel sight. Drari and Marvel are left alone now. The push comes through. Rondo is going to get one. Can Rondo get the second? It does look like Drari's going to get the defuse. It doesn't matter. Rondo, the push comes through. It was in the skies. That is going to be Marvel with a ninja, and that is going to be another round in favor of Animus. They've got a 1-0 lead in the series. We're all tied up in the search. It's going to be the last time we see them on the defense. Can they make it a 3-2 before they flip, or will their opponents, this Anarchy squad, who are just as feisty as ever, take that advantage? Grizz very, very weak. Is going to push out on the open. Is going to get taken down. Drari not there to get the refrag. That's tough. Rondo coming through with another as well. And we've got a 5-3 scenario. We haven't even made it midway through. All the way up to that statue tank.
Brixta finds another onto Drari. Whew! Narcs might have been a game-saving play, or at least a round-saving play there. Does pick up a couple. Narc's going to find a third onto Rondo now. Just like that, our 5v3 is a 2v2. Narcs finding all 3 of those kills as well. Might be on potentially an ace pace here. We do have Marvel looking over the bomb site over at A. He does have bomb down. I'd like to see Narcs and Marvel play a little bit tighter on the 2s here, but, you know, Coach Zim, obviously, phenomenal talent, especially, you know, being known for leading some of the best search and destroy players in the I guess now cross region. Patron almost absolutely lasers Narcs. We did have Onur come through with the kill onto Marvel. It's now a 2v1 again. If you play those 2s a little bit tighter, maybe you're in a different scenario here, but the bomb does go down. Oh, Patron looks away at the wrong time. Gonna find the kill anyway. Narcs Hell of a round, bro, but does get taken down.
You say looks away at the wrong time. I say, you know, he pushes in and then re-challenges. That was a great play from him. The slide peek right on point. He saw him. The timing was perfect for him. And a 3-2 lead now in favor of Anarchy, who, again, you know, 8 points away from closing out a Game 1 win. Right now, looking pretty solid here in the search. We've got a neck-and-neck game with them having the advantage right now. They're on the defense. Drari pushing up. Grizz going to find 2. Make it 3. Bomb's going to go down, and that is going to be 40 seconds on the clock. Oh, man. Onur gives away his location. Looking for that refrag. Is going to get caught lacking. Drari picks him up, and the cleanup is now on Brixta. 1v4 scenario. Does take down Grizz, so it makes it a 1-3. But, again, bomb is down, and time is of the essence. Drari looking for the transition. Is going to catch Brixta, but, oh, my God. Drari gets turned on. Brixta picks up the second of the round. Can she make it happen? It's not enough time. Regardless, Shark is going to take her down. So we're tied up again. I made a claim before we started this series. I was like, I don't know if this Game 2 is going to favor the side of Anarchy. And I think I might have overstepped my boundaries there because they're putting up some just hell-fault rounds. And we're all tied up. I mean, I don't know what much more we can ask of this EU scene. Maybe a Game 3 from this these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the Game 3 here. You know, I've been hyped, especially ever since the Olympus Nova matchup. And, dude, that energy and fire has absolutely continued here into Animus versus Anarchy. And I need to see the Game 3, dude. I can't call this one quits after 2. We had an incredibly close hard point. Came down to 8 points with a 33 kill advantage to the side of Animus. Now we're right here into the search and destroy. It's back and forth rounds for each of these teams, but it does look like Animus are going to go ahead and take the round lead. They're now sitting up in a 4-3 scenario. This could still go either way. Animus, you're a cracked team, but I want you to lose here, okay? Like, that is just the reality of the scenario.
They preying on their downfall. Okay. You know what? For competitive sake, I gotta say,
can you blame me here?
I am not blaming you here. This has been a scrappy one. 1-for-1 trades coming through. Onur, Grizz dropping Patron. Grizz finds one before he goes, though. A little bit of value. As we see at 1:30 on the clock. A little bit more of a conservative approach here from the side of Animus. They've been very aggressive. Even on the defense, we saw, several times Grizz just absolutely push all the way through the middle of the map, gets inside Granny's, gets inside that statue tank area, able to find a pick or two here, but he's got 13 on board, so I can't really, blame him for being aggressive. I love the energy, and right now, we've got a 1-for-1 trade and a little bit of a slower approach, slower but steady. Oh my God, Drari walks right past Brixta. Both of them don't even know it. That is just remarkable. That's what happens, though, when you're crab walking like this. A little bit of a sound off. Marky gets a drop on. Gets taken out. Rondo does win that gunfight. And Drari was in enemy territory, but almost able to capitalize on it there. Oh, my God. How does that happen? Narcs wins a gunfight he had no business winning. Rondo makes him pay, though. Rondo. Can he take us to a Game 3, Anarchy? We're 4-4. Back and forth so far. I can't even keep up, Dave.
Yeah, this has been such a good game. All tied up still, down to the wire here. This one decides if we're going to a Game 3 or not. So, again, I got to be praying for Anarchy here. As close as this series has been, I need that Game 3. I'm hoping on it. And Animus, they are hoping to absolutely come through and shut me down here. Patron going to find one onto Grizz. He's left alone in a 1 versus 2. Bomb is down, but he might get a free one on Drari here at the corner. Sitting there waiting, picks that one up. Now it's a 1v1. Patron, can you clutch this one up for your team? You've got 10 on the board, man. Absolutely frying. Rondo with 12 as well. And we've got one person in double digits for the side of Animus. That's Grizz, who's sitting up at 14. Marvel. Dude, I gotta be believing in Patron here. Patron is 10-5. Marvel sitting at 4-7. My goodness, he does have the DLQ out. We know what a crack sniper this Marvel can be. And both both players just rotating the outskirts right now, not wanting to give up too much to the opponent. Marvel sniping here across mid, but I don't know if he's been able to get a sightline onto Patron yet. 45 seconds on the clock for Marvel to make a rotation over to Bomb. I don't quite know if Patron knows that it's down there, though.
I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye, the red flicker. I don't know if he caught it, though. Regardless, Marvel going to make the rotation over, finally collects the bomb. There's only about 25 seconds left on the clock, but covering all angles before he gets this plant down, and Patron looking to get the drop. Oh, the caught timing. What was that? Oh, the shots, though, from Patron. The jump. We've got a match point now. Patron, literally, I mean, they were bumping elbows, Day. I just, that happened twice in this round alone. Maybe it was last round. Things are just starting to, you know, cluster or crumble right in front of me. I can't keep up with this. Too much action right now. 9 rounds in, we're going to a 10th. Will we see an 11th? Oh, the stun gonna hinder a few transitions. Grizz, that entry fragger, is gonna make his way in. Does a great job of picking that frag up and falling back. He picks up his 15th and able to extend his life. And that might be a big decision or a big decisive factor moving into the later half of this round. There's still plenty of time on the clock. The 1-for-1 trades come through, though, as Drari gets taken down. Brixta picks up her 6th. And a little bit of conservative play here now, as you saw Grizz. He's the aggressor 100% of the time. Does his duty, gets back this time, is able to extend his life. I'm thinking that this might be where we see another evening round, but again, it's going to be 100% on the fact of Anarchy. Can they play this round with a 4v4 retake? Because the bomb is going down and it's not going to be stopped here. We're going to see that clock reduce. 45 seconds on the clock. Can Anarchy close it out here, or will we go into a round 11? A frag from Marky. Just absolutely clutch.
Targets in sight.
Oh my goodness, this is so close. We're on match point for Anarchy in a 3v3 situation, but Shark gonna take down one. Brixta here for the refrag, gonna take down Grizz. We're now sitting 2v2. We've got Patron, who clutched up last round and might be looking to do the same here. Another 1-for-1 trade comes through. Patron finds Narcs, and that's gonna be the defuse. We've got another game 3 on board. Verdict. Oh my goodness, EU is absolutely cracked. I'm so excited. Listen, I hate to throw Imperium under the bus here. I'm so glad Imperium is busy this season because the games are absolutely nuts here in EU, and I'm happy to be a part of it, man. I'm just absolutely happy to be a part of this one.
I mean, honestly, bro, he's missing out. I know he's got a lot on his plate. We hope all is well for Imperium. I was looking forward to seeing another season with him. But they fill it in. Coming in here, making it spicy, praying on the downfall of Animus, and those prayers are answered, my friend. Anarchy on the backs of Rondo, Patron, Brixta, and a hell of a effort from this Anarchy squad. But I gotta say, big S in chat. We had one player skip the kill cam. That is not acceptable, Onur. Unfortunately, due to the new rule set, which I'm not the enforcer of. I didn't make these rules up, but Day can 100% agree with it. If you leave a matchup early, skip the kill cam, we don't see those stats. That's a one map, DQ. You can't play in a map. I don't know when that's going to be enforced, but we haven't seen it yet today, but this is the first time, and I don't blame him. Onur not having the best game of his life. He had like 2 kills the last time I checked, and as far as Day's concerned, he didn't have any.
Correct. That's a donut as far as I'm concerned. So, come through with the win, but at what cost? And Marky putting up 7, Rondo with 12 on the board, Patron with 12, and not just 12, a giant clutch for the team. Brixta came through with 8. You look over at the opposition, and dude, we had a couple players do well, but it was all Grizz all day. 15 kills on the board for Grizz, 8 for Narcs, 7 for Jirari, and then 4 apiece for Marvel and Shark. So we're going to see that game 3 coming through here soon, Verdict. And again, I'm not picking sides for who I want to win the matchup. I just needed to see that game 3, and we're going to get it. And actually going to pull up Discord real quick and double check. That's going to be a domination on Summit. And this is what we needed, man. This is exactly what we needed.
Okay, well, I'm getting word from admins. He technically left to restart as he was playing on the wrong FPS, so he's gonna get a slide there. But just keep it in mind, guys. We need to see those stats. We need you to stick around for the final kill cam. Understandable in his situation. He was restarting. He didn't necessarily leave the lobby, so I overstepped my boundaries. I'll accept when I'm wrong any time of the week. So. Onur,
you're not really wrong though, right? There's I understand restarting your device, but homie, you still gotta wait until after the game to restart your device, right?
Yo, we are sweating it out over here. We're in a game 3 scenario. Summit domination is going to be the deciding factor. And if you see a little bit of a different light on my background, it's because I had to open my door. I'm getting sweaty in here, bro. I can literally see a little bead of sweat coming down from Day's forehead. 100%, dude. We are on board. We are getting geared up for it. I'm obviously kidding, bro. You got like one strand of hair that makes it look like you have a bead of sweat. And I was just... He's got pants on too, guys, by the way. You caught him lacking earlier. He had his cam off. He 100% had to go put pants on.
Yeah, okay.
He had a blanket on, but he had no pants on, bro.
I haven't even
saw
stood
everything.
up to go get a sandwich yet, okay? Let alone got to
You
put
can't
pants
step
on.
away with this action, bro. I need a sandwich. But this game right here is all I need to be fulfilled, okay? So, a game 3, a banger of a series so far. We're ending up in a Summit domination.
Okay? I could have had a sandwich if that was over in 2-0, and I sat there and cheered the whole time for Anarchy. So, just know that I'm here for the content, guys, and Anarchy are here to deliver.
And in the words of Imperium, who can't be here tonight, I'm here for the memes. So, yeah. Look, Dave, you bring a certain element. You know, one of the things that I was so concerned with when we were coming into this season, and I didn't say it to anybody, was the fact that we've always had someone from EU kind of co-cast at some point or be that staple piece to kind of connect us. I feel like we're past that point now. I feel like I'm EU. I'm adopted. I think I've been accepted into the EU scene. It took a few seasons,
Listen, whether I'm casting EU or not, I'm always here watching. You know, so I keep up on the EU scene. It's not like I'm some random coming in who doesn't know the scene.
I was the random who didn't know the scene a few seasons back when I stepped in and had to.
You're still the random that doesn't know the scene.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Fair enough. All right. Well, game 3 around the corner. We've got a map that I feel like you have to win just a tremendous amount of your gunfights in order to establish that map control, and that's a Summit domination. I've seen some of the best do it. I think one of the teams that in A does it without a shadow of a doubt the best is Seminole, and when you're able to put that kind of pressure and hold angles that just literally force the hands of your opponent, they can't even find a home flag. They triple capped in one game that we casted a few weeks back. It was like 100-18 to end the first round. You've got to be able, to win gunfights, and I think that is where we're gonna see this get out of hand real early for Anarchy. Granted, they have gone, head to head with this Animus team. They bested them there on that search and destroy. We're getting to see this game 3, but hey, I don't know if this is going to be their game. I'm going to be honest with you. We saw the firing range domination earlier on from Nova and Olympus. It was super spicy, but that map is a little different, right? This map that we're about to play on is so condensed. It just makes it difficult for you to thrive, especially if you're not winning a majority of your gunfights. So I'm going to be focusing on the pressure that Animus brings. For Animus, I'm going to be looking for those frags to come in. They're going to come in, they had, a plus 33, you said earlier in the hard point?
Yeah, plus 33, and they only won by 8 points. So
if they go plus 33 here, there's no way they only win by 8 points. I'm sorry. On this map, I've seen it played too many times. There's no way you go plus 33 and only win by 8 points. So, and then for the side of Anarchy, because I can't make this one side. I can't be focusing on Animus, their ability to frag. I'm looking at how Anarchy responds to that kind of pressure. That
I think one thing here is we have feints in the mix as well. So
Onur is bouncing out of the lobby. So 1 map suspension, that is confirmed. So 100% ready to rock and roll. All right, well, here we go. We're firing it up. Game number 3 right here. Nonetheless, we've got 2 series in, 2 series going to that best of 3. EU's delivering, bro. This is some of the best content, some of the best games I've been a part of. And I said it earlier in the season. I said it in qualifiers. And I'll say it today. This is the best season we've seen yet in Mobile Mayhem. I said it last season. I said it the season before that. And I meant it every season. And I'm meaning it right now. Who is going to step up? Is it going to be Anarchy? Will they be able to pull through the upset? Or will the side of Animus just continue to reign dominance? Oh my god, Fates! Get out of the feed! I spawned in with his point of view and he picks up 4 off the bat.
Spawned in, huh, Verdict, from the spectator slots?
Well, I mean, whenever I spawned in,
I'm just messing
you
with you.
son of a gun.
Yeah, this has been a solid series so far. Unfortunately, we do have Ornur stepping out, but dude, when you've got Feints replacing him and he comes through and opens up with a fire like he just did, that is a hard one to argue. Right now is the AB coming through early for the side of Anarchy, and look, I gotta say, this one I think just about anybody would consider to be a upset if Anarchy were to win. Again, they've got the talent, but you look over at the side of Animus, and dude, this is one of those teams that I think people just expect to go all the way. So, gonna be an interesting one as we continue to move forward here in this matchup. Obviously, there's potential for anyone to come through with the victory here.
High potential right now as we see Anarchy open up with just complete control. They've got a lot of frags in their favor. The sub from Feints, I don't know why this guy wasn't starting before. I don't know what the case is on that back end, but my goodness, just a hell of a start here. The C-cap going to be shut down. 3 more to go in favor of Feints, but Narcs finally does a great job of taking him down there. The A-cap is going to come through. No, it's going to be shut down. There we go. It is going to be picked up. That is going to be a perfect opportunity. The AB still in favor of the side of Anarchy. We're going to do a quick listen-in with them. So bear with us as we join in for a very quick listen-in with Anarchy.
They're spawning A, they're spawning A.
One telephone, one's no. He's pushing, he's no. I'm spawning C flag. I'm spawning C flag.
I have C. Wait,
one more A, guys. One shot on A, one shot on A, one more.
Marky, on your right,
Lightning strike activated.
Get C,
guys.
Get C, guys. Yeah, get C.
Yeah, they spawn in C though. They spawn in C. I'm recapping Feints. You can stay there if you want.
I got top.
There's one dead bottom.
One snow.
Guys,
never
make
mind,
sure
never
they don't
mind.
tap B. Make sure
One
they
going
don't tap
bridge. He's one tap bridge.
They're spawning A, See then,
I'm
grab C
pushing
now.
through con. I'm pushing through con.
Guys.
One is bridge.
Dead.
There's one bottom.
We got
Yeah,
A.
one
We got A.
He's got his bridge.
One way.
Back.
One's con. Patrongs con.
No, yeah, they still pulling
Stay
C.
B.
Guys, get B. We lost B control.
Yeah, it's fine. They still
I was next to nuclear, bro.
One computer, one stairs. One shot.
I got stairs. I'm on B.
He's dead.
Cage, bottom, one guy, P1, one guy.
Oh, just control.
He's dead, P1.
Nice.
I have top on you, Marky.
Good control.
I'm gonna push him with that.
There's one snow, guys. Okay, watch B. They're gonna go B now.
I'm going fast to
Watch computers.
I'm going fast with you.
One connector. One is connector. Down B.
There's one more B.
All right, spicy beginning to a game 3. Right now we're looking at at least a 35-point advantage going into this second half. 34 if you want to be technical. And Day comms with Feints in the mix seem to be solid. What are your thoughts?
They were solid, and listen, I thought maybe we had Blur playing for a second there. I heard I was close to a nuclear, and I was like, dude, I haven't seen anybody in the feed that much. Okay, I can't believe I missed the fact that Patron was 18-3, bro. Absolutely lasering people. I don't know what combo he got up to, but I did not realize he was fragging out the way he was. And let me tell you right now, Verdict, if we don't get an Animus listening in the second half, I'm going to start calling you esports engine, okay? That's the reality here.
Dude,
I need that listening when they're in the pinch. That's the reality here. They're off to a good start here. They've got the CB. I want to get the jump in here early.
All right, let's go now. All right, we're going to be joining in with Animus. Quick call-outs, quick listen-in.
Bridge flanking, one bridge flanking, one bridge flanking, I heard him. We spawn out. One bridge. Bridge head.
Cage.
Push him. 2 C, 3 C.
They're gonna push it.
I'm not capping it. You should cap it, yes.
Two top. Spawn A.
I spawn A also,
They cap A. Watch out B. Nice.
The best one back, baby.
I'm being
One on back. On the back dead. One more on back.
Need to cap A.
You need to cap it.
I'm going to cap A.
Catch.
One on A.
On
I was spawning it. One forklift, I think maybe. Forklift dead.
We need to cap A.
Someone cap A. Go back to, I think the spawning A, probably.
One top. We need top control. There's 2 green TV.
I got top.
That's good. That's 1 C.
One bridge. I need help on C play objective.
Top.
One on A. 2 on A. They're gonna push con.
Sparrow bridge.
Push C.
Go see.
Servers, I need help middle.
Nice. One more. Top.
We need to cap it.
Nice.
B.
I'm flanking snow now.
One bottom, 2 bottom. They pushing C from bottom.
Nice shot. Inside. Get that top. Okay, tell what you're holding. One snow.
C.
Two snow. Any help?
On the corner C.
Can kill him. One on. I spawn A.
One more snow. Two snow. Two on B.
I spawn A. Watch B. We need to defend B.
B.
Okay, it's fine. Recap B.
Dead B. One more. 2B. One more. Only one. Corner. Nice. Cap B. I spawn A. They spawn C.
Watch your top.
Cap A.
Cap A.
I go from snow.
I'm gonna try to contest C.
One snow. Dead. Computer. Dead. One more.
Cap
Chris. Watch out, they spawn A.
Watch your back. Turn around, maybe. What's up?
One alone.
All right, Dave, did you get a dose of what you needed? Was that something that you needed to hear?
Comms absolutely on point. That is a team that is coming through with the winner's mentality. They're sitting down going in the second half. They lose B control. They say it's fine. We're going to get it back. They make their rotations. They actually end up coming through with a short triple cap there. It's now an AC for the side of Anarchy, who do have the lead. And one of the things we need to consider here is even with the CB, where the B comes back, we've only got a minute 15 on the clock, and we know that has been a factor for several teams across the regions. So definitely going to be looking to see the plays they make here in the next couple minutes, because minute, I should say. We're running out of time here, and we still have a AB for Anarchy. I think the upset might be ready to happen, dude.
I think it's 100% happening. We don't have a double cap. We've got Anarchy bringing in some fire. Faints with the sub. He's dropping 33 bombs right now. Double positive +5. Just a ridiculous +3 now as he does drop. But just a ridiculous amount of pressure. I was watching the pressure that, I was waiting for Anarchy or Animus to put the pressure on. Right now, it's all in favor of Anarchy. They're going to close this best of 3 out. On the backs of Fates, making the sub in some remarkable plays on this Summit domination. And my Animus are dropping 200 to 161. Just a hell-fought battle from both teams. Anarchy getting the early upset. Day 2, week 2. Ridiculous plays. I'm a little out of breath here. I know we listened in for quite a while, but I am just so stoked. I gotta blame you though, because you preyed on the downfall of Animus, and here we are in a Game 3 scenario where Anarchy.
Listen, you can blame me all you want. I'm here for upset season. Okay, we almost saw it in Olympus versus Nova, and I gotta say, Anarchy again. We knew this was a good team. You can't count out the likes of Marky, Feints, Brixta specifically, but you have Patron having an absolute banger season. You've got Rondo on the team coming through strong. I still consider this as an upset with just the experience and the talent that we have on the side of Animus, but they have that good, positive winner mentality. We heard it in the comms when we jumped in. I'm glad we jumped in when we did, because again, they were playing down, and they kept the energy and the positivity up the whole time. But dude, Anarchy come through with an absolute fire performance, and they're going to pick up the 2-0 or 2-1 victory over Animus. That's going to be 15 points going to Anarchy. Animus, they still pick themselves up 5, but I don't think anybody coming into this matchup thought Anarchy were going to take it to Game 3, let alone pick up the 39-point win in domination.
Well, you said it the best right there. I didn't expect them to win that Search or Destroy, and sure enough, they win it 6-4. They take it to that Game 3. And I think the best thing that could have happened, and I'm not discrediting anybody else on the team, but Onur disconnecting from the Search or Destroy. We get a sub in from Feints. New update, who this? Feints. Second team. Jesus Christ, he went 34-15, my guy. I'm not saying that frags win a game. We obviously saw a 250 to 242 hardpoint game earlier. But the objective was just, I mean, on a map like this, those frags count. And they out-fragged Animus, which is a tall ask in itself. But they did it so well, they won by 39. This was just a ridiculous series. Days here for upset season, and he called it right there. Results from the day, if you're just now joining in, Nova Esports edge out an Olympus team that took it to a Game 3. 2-1 win for Nova. They earned those 15, and something that we did not expect.
Speaking of 15, Patron being on a 15. I didn't see it when it was happening when we were in the calls, but I caught it on the stream playback. He did get the 15 medal drop. So he... No blur call out. No blur call out. Yeah,
that's a violation,
that was I'm about to nuke. Okay, that was
no mommies.
Yeah, definitely solid game from Patron there, and again, just huge amount of credit going over to the side of everybody on the side of Anarchy and Animus. They put up a hell of a game for you guys here, and there's more action to come. So this has been one of the spiciest days of Mobile Mayhem EU I've been a part of, and thank you guys for letting me be here.
Yeah, man, you smell that? You smell that, day? It's a little bit of upset season. It's in the air. It's very strong.
We're only two games in, dude. We're only two games in. We still have 117 not found in FN 420 to come.
We're 2 hours into the stream already. Two best of threes. Dude, I'm stoked. I'm gonna need a nap after this. I'm gonna need maybe an IV, because bro, this is this is like draining. It is like killing me right now. I'm super amped. I'm not happy that Animus lost. I wouldn't be happy if they won either way, but I was happy for the Game 3, and the outcome, just an absolute banger of a series. 35 points for Nova, who are going to sit pretty up there up top for the time being. Anarchy are going to edge out Animus in that top spot for now, but we're early in the season. Still plenty of series for them to, earn some points and stake. They've got 25 sitting right there, and 117, a team that I'm super excited. We haven't even seen 117 today or FN 420. We're going to see that matchup last, but right now we're going to focus on this third series. It's Elysium. It's Illuminati. It is right around the corner, guys, so go grab your drink. Go grab your favorite snack. Go grab your comfy shoes.
Go make a sandwich.
Go put some pants on. Day?
I've got pants on, okay? I've got pants on.
Hey, where your mom's
at?
Have
to make a sandwich, though.
Yo, we've got a hell of a series ahead, and we've got another one to final fill the rest of the night up with. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna hear a word from COD Mobile as we're gonna get geared up for our third series of the day, guys. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. A little bit of an extended break. Normally, we jump back into the action, but 2 series in a row, man. I'm old, bro. You got to give me a little bit of time to recover, and I had to get a little bit of hydrated. Had to, nourish the body so that way I could serve you guys. And right now, we're looking at an Elysium and Illuminati series ahead of us. That is going to be an interesting one, too. These are 2 qualifier teams that are coming back into the mix. They were able to settle a little bit outside in that qualifiers matchup, but here they are. This is a regular season. This is when it all counts. Right now, we're looking at a best of 3 that is going to be interesting, to say the least. We're going to start things off with a firing range hardpoint. So glad that we're on a 250 rule set, because a map like this, it literally makes it difficult for you to get your bearings and get your feet under you after that P2, P3 rotation if you didn't get spawn set up. So firing range hardpoint going to be a great map to start things off on, and then we're going to see one of those rather unorthodox maps that I absolutely adore. Hackney Yard Search and Destroy for game number 2. Domination Standoff will be the deciding factor if it does get to that point. Now, Elysium have opted to ban hardpoint raid interesting. Illuminati opted to ban Hardpoint Crossfire. Thank God. Those are 2 maps. Well, the Hardpoint Raid I love, but the Hardpoint Crossfire, A1. I'm all on board with it. So we've got the teams in the lobby. We've got everyone readied up. I think we're geared up for our 3rd series of the day. And sure enough, just like that, man, I gotta say, dude, I won't mention it just yet, but just A1 on the transition so far today. Transitioning. All right, here we are. Series 3, Game 1. I don't expect this one to be as dynamic as the first 2 series, but again, we're going to give these 2 teams the respect due and maybe earn that excitement that we had off those. I'm still a little fuming. I know Day's with us still as we are getting geared up for it. And Day, you know, Illuminati impressed me a lot throughout the qualifiers. I'm expecting them to pop off here.
Yeah, Illuminati definitely did well through the qualifiers, and Elysium, I, specifically recall, kind of hitting on, they needed to tighten up the teamwork because they had several matches where they were individually playing well as far as kills went, but they were not playing as a team. So we'll have to see as we get into this game. I know you were saying before the game this one could potentially be a quick one, but dude, I gotta say, I thought both of our matches that we had today would have been quick ones, and that just was absolutely not the case. I ain't trying to throw you under the bus here or anything. I'm just saying I'm hoping for some of that upset energy to come through here. Maybe, again, I'm not cheering for one team to win or another to lose, but I'm absolutely, from start to finish, going to be cheering for the most action possible.
Well, you know what? I got to say, it's update day. It came through about 5 hours ago, 2 hours before broadcast. And really, not much changes, but you can already see just a little bit of testing the waters when it comes to metas, a little bit of back and forth on, what you want to settle down with. And the team that, finds their comfort early on seems to find the dubs early on. We saw a little bit of an upset in the Anarchy and Animus matchup. I saw Brixa came through, donated a lot of elixir. Big shout outs to you guys. Came through with a lot of energy in that game 3. And very well impressed us. And right now we're looking at a pretty close matchup itself. So right now Illuminati are going to have a little bit of a deficit to overcome. They had something on that P1, but as you can see, it's not going to be anything compared to this P2 transition. The break came through. Gore just absolutely bringing the pain. Gets the break, gets the shots, perimeter control on point. Tony looking for the break himself. Is going to be finding himself out of that one, though. Machinist and Gore come through with the kills, and P2 is shutting down. P3 trailer site looking a bit narrow here, as we can see 2 players already up in the objective, and right now it's looking a little more doable here for Elysium early on, so teamwork on point for them.
Definitely a much stronger set of rotations than we would have seen from these guys in the past. So hopefully we'll get to see, again, I don't know how much I'd call it an upset between these 2 teams, but obviously, historically speaking, Illuminati has performed a little bit stronger. And that's okay. I mean, that, there's nothing to hide in that. I mean, part of being a good team is coming through, putting on a good performance where people can see that you've actually put the time in, you've put that dedication in to grow, whether it be on an individual gun skill level for some teams or on that teamwork aspect. And right now, Elysium looking a lot better in the teamwork department. We've got about a 20-point lead for the side of Illuminati, but obviously that's something that can change in a single hard point, right? So I'm excited. I hope we get to see a little bit more action in this one. I hope it's not over as quick as you were initially thinking it may be. And it still might be. But with all of the just incredible matches that we've had here so far today, I'd love to see all of the games go to a Game 4, or Game 3,
Oh, I'd love nothing more than a Game 4 scenario right now. It's just for everyone to know, Gracie is actually Kandov, so Kandov coming through with a name change. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to stick, but right now it is the case. So looking at a little bit of a lopside now, as we do see Illuminati start to settle in on this P4 rotation. The break comes through. Aether does get the kill up top, does clear the top side of wood, and now a good setup here to retake much needed time here for the side of Elysium. Again, we were struggling, or we're talking about the struggles of teamwork in this team in particular. Right now, we're seeing a little bit more of a collective effort, and I'm digging it. The objective time getting split. Still not enough to put themselves on top here after this P4 rotation, but even if they would have held that point for the entirety of the break, it wouldn't have made a difference. Right now, Mojito going to be one of the top fraggers in the lobby. He's got 18. Kendorf doing plenty of work for himself as he's 19 and 13 to go along with that. So on the flip side of things, not necessarily the amount of frags that, you know, the side of Elysium expected or anticipated. Kendorf is going to be yet again taken down. The stun just absolutely on point. Battle for this trailer control, maybe a little bit of a flip on the backside. Oh, Noxy, if you didn't win that gunfight with Gore aiming down prone, that was a free kill. I'm glad you got it though, but Gore does get his revenge as he makes his, you know, trip back over, and spawns for P2 are going to be, for the time being, favoring, but you can take a look at it. Starricker actually setting up a little early. This is going to be a crucial gunfight. He's got to play his life here. Does win that one now. You could start to see maybe a little bit of help from his teammates as we see Mojito making that rotation over. Tony going to get called out. The push comes through. Oh, my God. Light him up. Knock him down. Noxy finds another. Starker able to win that gunfight, but again, no spawns favoring for the side of Illuminati, but they do have the point here in P2 rotations.
Yeah, this has been a crazy one so far. Illuminati looking a little bit more tight on the rotations, but we do have Elysium trying their best to keep it close. Obviously, you were mentioning why am I drawing a blank here? General Gore was fragging out quite a bit earlier, and it's definitely still been the case with 16 on board, but you look at Gracie with 24, Mojito with 25 coming through. You look over at the opposition, we're a little bit trailing behind. Tony's at 23, Goliath's at 21, but Machine is sitting down at 10 right now with Chris W. So going to be looking on one of those players to step it up, and if it's Machine who's able to come through and find a couple extra kills in the feed, maybe we start to see a little bit of a comeback from Elysium. Right now, we're still a single hard point separating these two teams. Could go either way. And Tony actually went on a little bit of a tear there. Jumped up to 26 kills on the board.
Yeah, those are the kind of frags that you would anticipate from a player like Tony. One of my favorite here in the lobby. I know we've called him Tony. I call him that. And I know, you know, a lot of the other players call him Papi Tony. Papa Tony! You know, putting on some work here. And he's got a little bit of a hold here on this bottom side of wood right now. Looking for that perimeter control. Kind of heating any kind of traffic that goes in, putting shots in. He's not necessarily getting all the kills, but when you're doing that kind of damage, 100% necessary here. This is a scrappy one. P4 about to come through. 25 seconds still left in trailer, so a lot of value here. The break comes through, and Illuminati yet again with a little bit of an advantage. They're going to continue on with that lead, and I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a quick listen in with the side of Illuminati as they're going to get bunkered down for a P4 takeover.
I got push out, guys. Cameo, top wood. Oh, my sound is keeps going up. What the fuck?
Oh no, Starik!
No, one bottom wood is nice.
My bad, bro. Sorry.
Jungle one, he's all the way pushed up.
I smoke mid.
Jungle, one jungle.
I'm with you, Gandalf, wait.
Okay. Top wood, dead. Nice, bro. In the corner, nice. Wooden wood shower.
One more, GG.
Okay, spawn shower. They spawn.
P1.
P1.
2 P1.
Yeah, they all come in P1, bro.
Oh my god.
Window bottom. Mid. Yeah, got him. One more P1.
One more window. Watch out, two wood.
He's one shot.
P1? Oh
no,
my god, bidon.
Gonnes, guys.
Bottom chin.
I push tower. One top team.
Dead.
You get top team? Nice. Push next.
Two barrel.
Enemy contact.
No, they spawning and fighting. Bottom team. Yeah, bro. Trailer 1, dead.
One more trailer, one more.
All right, you saw there the comms on point. You know, a little bit of frustration going into that P4 takeover. Didn't get it as quickly as they wanted to, but still able to extend their lead. Right now, they're about 39 points away from closing out game 1, but a bit of a scrappy one here on this P1 reset. Oh, the Grav Vortex is going to find one from Tony, or from Goliath, rather, shutting down that rotation, and that is one of those things that Day will continue to say. It's a great denial tool. If your opponents are looking to go through a route, you put it there. You know, it literally sucks them up into a vortex. And, you know, it coined phrase from Goofy Goobers. They call it the sucky sucky. Obviously, I'm not a fan of that, but I laugh every time I hear it. Right now, we've got a P2 reset that's about to come through. It is not favoring the side of Elysium. They're going to need all of that fragging power to come through, because right now, they're getting 30-point edged out, and no spawns here for this site. Day, this is again, I said it could be a quick one. Right now, we're looking at a spicy game 1, a 33-point deficit that could be overcome if the break comes through quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, these teams definitely are really at each other's necks right now. We're 30 kills, or 30 points, I mean, between these two teams. We did have Illuminati bump it up a little bit there, but a retake does come through by the side of Elysium. And there's enough time on this hill to make the comeback here. We do have Gore looking to make the break, but Tony in on the point. Ooh, they do get the retake with time ready to go. Can we see the game close out here? Illuminati, can you carry that qualifier's energy through? 8 seconds to go. The rebreak comes through by the side of Elysium. They're going to hang on for a little bit, but we're 8 points to go for the side of Illuminati. Can they close it out here on the trailer, or are they going to be able to extend this game a little bit longer? 6 seconds till that hill breaks out. We've got 4 bodies, 3 bodies, 2 bodies on the hill. Does look like it is going to be Illuminati clearing it out. Goliath sliding on in, but not going to make it happen.
That is going to be game number 1 in a nutshell right there. 250 to 211. It got scrappy towards the end. We saw the time get bought on that break in P2. But trailer site is just devastating to shut down if you don't have, you know, the player, the bodies in the hill. It's just not going to work out right now when your opponent needs only about 5-6 points to close a game out. It's going to come through. And sure enough, Illuminati prevail. They take a 1-0 advantage. They pick up their first win in the Mobile Mayhem Winter 2022 season. We didn't get to see them on Thursday. We're getting to see them here. And it, you know what? A little bit of a schedule in their favor. You're looking at maybe Omni picking up the bitter end of the stick last week. They get set up to face off against 117. They go down quickly. Right here, we're getting a little bit of an even matchup. And it's favoring them. So off the backs of a great game 1, 39 and 36 for Candoff, 1 minute and 47 on the hill. 2 minutes for Mojito, who also goes 35 and 31, 40 and 34 for Gore. On the flip side of things, you were asking Machinist to step up. He did. He went neutral, which, you know, a break came through for him in P2. Almost came through a lot earlier than expected, but again, you know, just a scrappy P2 that takes us to a P3 set. On that reset, and I gotta say, I may have spoken sooner. You know, I may have spoken too soon going into this third series, not thinking it was going to be as exciting as the first two. But with the skill gaps of these two teams being pretty close, it might be making out to be an interesting one too. Tony drops 48, goes 48 and 32.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to actually touch on. I was waiting to get to Elysium. I'm noticing a very, very similar trend from qualifiers to now. They had 18 more kills than Illuminati, which is by no means fragging them out of the water, but it is a pretty substantial advantage, right? I mean, Chris came through and only had 14 kills. So we have a bigger kill lead than one of the players on Illuminati even had kills. So again, that's kind of a situation where it's almost like Elysium had an extra player. They obviously didn't actually have the extra body, but they were fragging out well enough to account for that, right?
Yeah.
18 kill lead, lost by 39 points still. So we still got to see them tighten up. I think they did substantially better here today than they did in the qualifiers. But it's got to be better. It's got to be better. You've got to tighten up those rotations. They actually came together really, really well on that trailer reset. We had 4 people in. But you heard me obviously start counting down, right? We had 4 people in. I was about to give them credit for it, and just one by one they fell. And that's another situation where even though they had an 18-kill lead, it was a matter of, I think, really 2 kills that came through on the Illuminati break that decided that trailer.
No, you're absolutely right. And, you know, I was reading chat, you know, with Boot, we see a 250 to 50. I have to agree. The French Demon. We heard him in comms last Thursday. You know, he posted a clip on Twitter, and, you know, out of context, if you haven't heard Boot when he's, like, excited, it literally sounded like, I couldn't tell you what it sounded like. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together, but I'll give you a little preview. It's like, it was so quick, and I was like, I didn't understand a word he said, but I felt every bit of it. I was 100% on board with him. And his teammates confirmed with me on Twitter. He's like, dude, that is Boot in a nut. Like, literally, that is him every time he gets amped up. And everyone on his team seems to understand him. So, just no Boot, no worries, though. They still take the game 1 on the backs of it being a pretty close P2 rotation that shut down. The break comes through P3. Dave mentioned that those 2 kills made the difference. And sure enough, if you just saw it on screen, we have the map picks available. Again, Hack the Yard, Search and Destroy is going to be the decision maker if we see that game 3. And without Boot, man, I kind of felt lost in those comms too. So, Boot, we miss you, homie. He's the French Eminem, as they said on Twitter as well. So, 100%, bro. I love me some Boot. I need him back in the mix. So, I hope he's doing well. I hope he's able to join us back up for the next series that they play it. I haven't had a chance to take a look at the schedule. I'm sure they're going to be playing at least, if it's not Thursday, next Tuesday. So, I don't know if I can go another week without Boot. So, sad boy hours for Verdict. Let me take a look at the schedule real quick. Illuminati do play. No. Yeah, they do play on Thursday. So, yeah, we'll hopefully get some more Boot action in on Thursday. So, yo, we need to play that. We need to play the clip. If you don't have it, I'll try and get the clip from Twitter and post it in chat for you guys to enjoy. It was just, we had fun with it. I'm glad Boot didn't take it offensively. I'm glad he, understood where I was coming from because, bro, I needed to jump back in and listen to VCs. We got a second chance around, but he didn't get that same energy. So, when he does play again, we'll 100% do a listen in for that Illuminati squad because bro is just ridiculous. So I'll find a way to get it and put it in chat for you guys to enjoy. So you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, game number 2 right around the corner. Search and Destroy on Hack the Yard. I said this could probably be a quick series. I said that before I knew Boot wasn't playing. So. Big factor, maybe? Transitioning?
I'm actually pulling the clip up myself. I have to go back and listen to it.
I've got to go back and listen to it, too. I'll post it in chat as soon as I find it. Or you post it if you beat me there.
Defend the objective.
you guys. Oh, boy. Goliath picking up a nice 2-piece right there. Illuminati trying to stick to one player being alive. That's Starricker. A quick round now. It might be in favor of the side of Elysium. Tony looking for that last frag. Bomb goes down nonetheless. Yeah,
dude, that clip is gold. That clip is gold. Roden posted it in chat for you guys.
Thank you.
I'm gonna pin it. It's so good.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal clip, bro.
That's a great clip. Absolutely great clip. But speaking of great clips, that's going to be a great round coming through by the side of Elysium. There, it's 2 for Goliath, 1 for Tony, 1 for Machine, 1 for Nox, and the only player able to pick up a kill. Oh my goodness, Gore might not have picked up a kill last round, but slides the window there, finds a quick scope, And this round
boy.
looking a little bit better. Oh my goodness, Gore finding the shots right now. Clipworthy taking down Aether as well. It's now a 2 versus 1. Noxy left alone. Here's the players behind him. Great play of the 2s there, and Gore finds 3 that round.
Gore, you might have got caught in that first round. Did some justice there for yourself in the second. I caught one of those snipes. I was trying to flip back and forth towards the end, but I didn't catch that last one. Some great shots there. Almost clips Tony right there too. So looking to make a montage here early on. Aether and Goliath combined for 2 though, and Candoff and Chris drop. So tough start again. Back and forth affair so far. Aether gets taken down on the transition. Mojito overextends, is taken out himself. Tony going to be taken out here. Starker on the OP transition. Now we've got a 2v3. Bombs going down nonetheless. Noxy, oh, get laced. 40 seconds on the clock. Goliath is super weak. Was able to take down one before. And now it's up to Starricker. Pressure's on. Goliath catches him on transition. 5 kills for Goliath so far. Coming through standing firm with his name. Just a Goliath of a player so far in the search.
Yeah, they definitely needed him to show up, and he's doing well right now. They have the 2-1 lead as far as the rounds go. So that'll be something we need to continue to keep an eye out on, see if he's going to pop off here in this matchup. Currently leading the lobby with kills, 5 and 3. Meanwhile, we look over at the opposition, and Chris still struggling here on the side of Illuminati, sitting at 0 and 4 right now. Not an ideal situation, but there's plenty of game left where we could see him come through and make some decisive kills for the team and maybe pick up the 2-0 victory. Or, you know, are we going to see Elysium come through and have a little bit more teamwork here in the search and destroy and maybe push us to that game 3?
Well, Noxy doing a great job playing his life there. Finds one on Gore. Now, again, a 1v1 situation. Noxy, Starricker looking for the transition. Gets the shots. Tit for tat. We got 1 for 1. 2v2 score. Just rounds going back and forth. Hell of a series right here. A hell of a search. Had a pretty spicy hardpoint to start things off with. Now, part of the search definitely delivering. Oh my god, Starricker gets naded. I caught the back end of it. An unorthodox B-side push. We've seen nothing but A's so far, and this might throw off the side of Illuminati. The good thing is this is the last time we see them on the defense, so last round before we flip sides, and just maybe what the doctor ordered here for the side of Elysium to even things out and maybe take the advantage. They need everything here, though, because, you know, if they lose this search, they don't get an opportunity for a 3rd game. Didn't win the hard point. Right now, they've got a stout attacking round to fall back on here. Possible 3-2, and you've got Chris, who has a donut on board. I'm not sure if this is their cat or their manager. Oh, boy. Doesn't matter. Manager or not, just rounds the corner in the door frame, gets railed. Tony picking up a 2nd kill for himself and a 3-2 advantage, but history tells us we've gone 1 for 1 each round. Now is it going to continue that same pattern, Dave?
Well, gonna have to see. Elysium might be on the path to push us to that game 3. Think about jump in the time machine with me here, Verdict. Look back to last season for EU and for NA. We didn't see very many game 3s at all. We might be on board to see 3 game 3s in our first 3 matches in just today alone, and that has been an exciting bit of EU COD for me. Right now, it's looking like we're going to get things tied back up as Illuminati have the 3-1 advantage. Surely they don't let Tony clutch it up here. Nope, Mojito going to be in the corner there, and it does take him down, tying things up, as we mentioned, on the side flip. And we'll have to see if we get any of those B pushes coming out of the side of Illuminati. We obviously had Elysium come through with the little bit of the toss-up there, and it worked for him. So I hope we get to see more teams pull together like that. Obviously, it's been a little bit difficult for some teams to have that level of adaptability. And I gotta say, I'm here for it. If a team's gonna make that play and make it work, they have a lot of opportunity to go far.
Well, here we go. Pattern's been broken 2 rounds in a row now for the side of Illuminati. Looking to close us out, maybe not deliver that game 3 in a row here as first 2 series went down to the wire. And I'm coming back from that time machine, and I 100% remember a lot of last season being 2-0s. Even in the latter half of the season, where we had like a Mayhem and Tribe matchup, I remember being so amped up for it to see that game 3 opportunity. We got shut down because Peanut Peterson joined the lobby, and that was just murder she wrote. So we had a script that was, already written out, and we had already, hyped up that narrative. It just didn't deliver. Nonetheless, here we are here at EU where things are a little different. Things are very spicy. It's been hot since we started, and some best of 3s not going, in favor of some of the teams that you would expect it to go. Right now, it's a toss-up. The search has been very, very entertaining, and now it's going to be an Aether 1v2 clutch up. Gore gets lays. Chris. Oh, man, he's picked up 3. Let's go. Go, Chris. Bombs down. 30 seconds on the clock. Aether looking for that last player. Didn't get a call out before his last teammate dropped, and now we play the guessing game. Are we going to see Chris play time well? Shots aggressive. Love it. P90. Shots coming from up top. Chris doing. Oh, you may not be a pro player, but just absolutely killing time there. Oh, you saw him? Oh, he baits him. Love it. Time play perfectly. Chris gets the frag to go along with it. Let's go, champ. Hype him up.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Chris was struggling, but we might see him come through with some clutch kills for the team. Sitting at 3 and 7 on the board, but gets them the round win, and Illuminati might be looking to take the 2-0 victory here. They're on match point, and Elysium, again, they played better today. I have high hopes for this team. We obviously saw that they can frag with some of the more impressive players in the region, right? I mean, General Gore is a really solid player in my opinion, and we had Tony come through, I believe it was, with 48 on the board. Wasn't that what he put up in that first game?
Yeah, he had 48, dude. And there's
is that a current season record?
That is a current season record. We haven't seen 48 in the regular season. We had qualifiers go to a 48. Oh, hold on. I have to go back watch on Thursday because I'm not 100% sure. And I got to make a quick adjustment. I call Chris a manager, and I feel absolutely horrible right now because come to find out he's not. I'm just, I saw the numbers in Hardpoint. He had a rough start. Had a rough start in the search, picked up a lot of slack, and there you go. Showing off some great plays there. Redeeming himself at a 2-0. I said it was going to be a quick series. We were on match point that round. 6-3 win for Illuminati. Elysium possibly getting a decent bracket run for qualifiers and may have gotten in on that case, but right now a lot of a shake-up on that side. You look at the last part of qualifiers that we watched, they have tremendous fragging power. Teamwork, not 100% there though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got to tighten up. They're a team with a lot of potential. Again, we saw what they're able to bring to the table when you talk about kills alone, but kills alone aren't going to win you every single game. They absolutely can help, but it's not everything. And, we get into the search and destroy here, and we, realistically speaking, had everybody perform pretty decent. We had a really, really solid match, but Illuminati were just able to find a couple extra that was able to put it over the top. And, again, one of the big ones we're going to be looking at is General Gore, who is hitting his stipes today. Comes through with 9 on the board. Starricker with 8. Mojito and Chris with 6. And Gracie coming through with 5. You look over at the opposition, and, dude, the numbers aren't that horribly different. You're looking at 8 for Aether and Noxy, 7 for Machine, 5 for Tony and Goliath as well. So, overall, I think we only had 1 more kill for the side of Illuminati, but they were able to come through with the additional 3 rounds to close things out.
There we go. And again, Chris, I hope he didn't take any offense to my comment. It was just
verdict calling you not a pro player.
Yeah, I called you a manager, and I apologize, dude. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sorry. Accept this, sincere from the bottom of my heart. you stepped up in the latter half of that Search and Destroy, and you put on a show, bro, and I appreciate you for that. Hell of a game for Illuminati. They take the 2-0, and that is going to be bringing us to our results from the day so far. We've had 3 pretty solid series, 2 rock solid. The last one, again, I called it, you know, and it is what it is. I made comments that Day was spot on of the play style that Elysium brings to the table and how it can, you know, in the long run, not favor you in a tournament such as this. So, still a lot of potential in the Elysium roster, and plenty of time to make something shake and turn around for them. As we're only in day 2, this is week 2, day 2. So, plenty of season left. Now, as we're taking a look at it, if you're just now joining us, we've had 2 start-off series that went to a game 3, 2-1 lead for Nova. They earned those 15 points, but Olympus, man, that is a action-packed team that shows a lot of promise. And speaking of promise, Anarchy coming through with a 2-1 over Animus? Did we see that series? Did that happen? Are you 100% sure? Good night. If you would have told me at the beginning of this stream that Anarchy would have 2-1 Animus, I would have probably had you fired on spot. Just laughing in your face like that's not happened. I'm not saying I didn't have faith in Anarchy.
We were talking about that earlier when it happened. There was a bunch of people in chat that were like, "Oh, Anarchy's a really good team." Yeah, okay. Let's be real here. Coming into that matchup, if you say you knew Anarchy was going to beat Animus, you're a liar.
I would have banned you in chat. I would have banned you. Yeah. Well, you know, we just saw the 2-0 Illuminati over Elysium. Called that one. I said it was going to be a rather quick one. Here we are. 4th and final series of the day. This is going to be another interesting series. 117 not found. Fortnuts 420. I swear I'd never say that. Here I am saying it. FN 420 coming through. They took a big blow on Thursday. You know, can FN 420 bounce back and earn some points now as I'm taking a look at the standings just to kind of give you guys perspective of what we've got so far. Nova Esports sitting pretty up top, 35 points. Anarchy right there in that 30, smooth criminals. Big games for them. And Animus, 25. Take a little bit of a backseat after that 2-1 performance. And again, this is an update day, so still a little bit of time to, you know, adjust to whatever mechanics were changed, whatever was changed as far as nerfs and buffs. I'm not 100%. I haven't played it yet, so I couldn't tell you, but these guys have. And you know, it's a little bit of a stumble here on the big beginnings of that. So 117 not found, who we're going to see sitting right there in that 4th place spot, maybe able to trump that Nova Esports roster, if not tie. This will be an interesting, you know, deciding factor. Illuminati with 20 points themselves, earning that smooth first victory now. And this is where it gets a little bit of a drop-off. Olympus with 5. That was a hard fault, 5 points, though. And, you know, off of one of the better teams in EU. Well-deserved, well-earned one. Almost took that 15-point, though. And, you know, FN 420 sitting at a 0 point. This is their opportunity to make their mark on this EU team standings.
I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to COD Mobile because there's an update that's very, very trivial to the actual game itself that I think is phenomenal, and that's the download manager for downloading the stuff on your recent update has been tweaked, and this is so much cleaner and easier to deal with.
I completely agree, and it makes it so much easier to eliminate the things
you actually have the stuff in
need.
Like, yeah, you have the actual stuff broken down into, you know, you've got your maps, you've got weapons, operators, audio, other, and let me tell you, this makes it way easier to find what you actually need as opposed to all of the maps, all of the skins, all of the audio, just kind of being jumbled into one list. So big shout out there, and when you guys update your game today, if you haven't already, make sure you check that out because this makes it way easier to actually pick and choose what you want.
There you go. Well, can't pick and choose.
For example, I don't need to have Dome downloaded for the competitive scene, you know?
No, not at all. Take a look at it. Great update. I did get word from Bobby that if you uninstall Game Loop and reinstall it, it works. So that's a dub right there. Big shout out to him. You know, we were talking about it. You were mentioning, you were like, well, I know Bobby's probably going to get on. Well, hey, he jumped on that train off the rip. He handled business, and he got back to me and let me know that's the workaround. So we underestimated my man. So look at him coming through, getting everything handled. You said he was going to possibly open it up 5 minutes before and be like, oh, I can't open it. It doesn't work.
Listen,
I'm not selling day out. I'm just poking fun.
Listen,
he came through.
I said, just so everybody's clear, I said on day one of an update, when Bobby's hosting, we never have skins. That's what I said. That's what I said.
All right, fair enough. All right, we're going to get geared up for our last series of the night. We've got FN 420 ready. They're joining in the lobby, so it shouldn't be too much of a break. We've got AK117 for majority all in. We're going to take a short intermission, get these guys set up and prepped. We're going to take a minute to hydrate and, you know, get prepared for this last series of the night, guys. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of action left. Last series of the night going to be a banger. Alrighty, guys, we are ready to rock and roll. Just a few more moments, waiting to get everything clarified on the back end. We've got both teams in a lobby, just waiting for a little bit of, you know, the operators to come through. So a little bit of a transition. Have no fear. Maybe just a minute or two in, and we will be back 100% for the last and final series of the night. We'll be jumping in with FN 420 and 117. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back here in less than a minute, I promise.
Here we go.
And as promised, guys, we are back with the action. 117 not found. FN 420. They are going to be the last stop for today. Last series, last matchup. And definitely going to be an exhilarating one day. I know we were hyped all afternoon long, all evening if you're in EU. I know you guys are in EU. But dude, it's got to come to an end, and this is it right here. Day 2, week 2 has been a banger, bro. I am just absolutely pumped for this one. And I know I started off a little bit misleading, but I'm just as hyped as I was for the first 3 series. I was a little hyped for that third one, but let's be real. That third one was a little over quicker than we expected. And I called it. You know, I hate to be right, but when I'm right, I'm right.
You did. You did.
And right now, I think this one's going to deliver. What are your thoughts?
I definitely hope so. FN 420 and 117 not found are 2 teams that we definitely are expecting to be competing towards the top. I mean, we hyped the crap out of Omni all through the qualifiers, and then they came up and faced off against 117 not found and got absolutely thrashed. So I'm excited for it. Obviously, FN 420, you know, we were actually specifically pointing this team out earlier, was able to pick up Lydia from Olympus. So their lineup overall is looking at the likes of Veer, Sem, Slayer, Donlai, Balance, and Lydia. But it does look like they have lost out on Shift, who is now maybe a sub for Animus, it appears.
Oh.
So that's pretty exciting.
That is very exciting. I know we were talking about that over the weekend. Like, Animus needs to find a solid 6 to be a potential sub. You know, they're looking for that right person, and Shift definitely fits the narrative. He's a former Stamina player, came through, was a later pickup, and I'm 100% on board with that. So what I'm also 100% on board with right now is a best of 3 that's about to start off on another hardpoint firing range. This isn't right, is it? It's the same rotations. Is it? No, it's a little different. A firing range hardpoint, search or destroy on raid. You know what? I'm just not used to this. Ronin not throwing is just not something I can get used to, and I 100% appreciate all that he brings to the table. So raid, search or destroy for game 2. Game 3 deciding factor is going to be that Summit domination. I'm thinking this one might go to a game 3, but I think, again, it's going to be solely on the fact of how powerful this AK-117 Spanish Connection team performs here in the first 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we're going to have to get some listen-ins with these teams as well, because this is going to be a absolute banger from start to finish. FN 420, solid team. You look at the likes of 117 not found with Karma, the Spanish guy, Cosmos, Lucky, and Dark Wizard Tilt. My goodness, dude, there's just talent stacked left and right for these teams.
Oh, you're absolutely right. We are almost ready to start it off. It looks like there may have been an issue with downloads. I know we submitted an announcement to make sure everything is fine. Okay, perfect. We are good to go. No stalling on my behalf. No stalling on the flip side. But what I will say is I said it too early. You're going to have to flip it back. The sides, the scorecards do not reflect the names that they represent. So at the moment, we are going to be joining in. Transitioning. There we go. We've got it here. Game number 1. Side still not flipped up top. That's quite all right, but still a sweaty beginning here. Dark Wizard, Cosmos, all combining for 2. Karma finds 1. Karma's going to be taken down. No, he's still alive. No, he did spawn back in. Okay, cool. I was looking at it. He did get taken down. Dark Wizard still on point. Is finally going to be taken down. He's up top 10 and off the rip, you know, with the advantage of having the spawns here for this P1 site as well as the P2. A great start here for the side of AK-117, or 117 not found.
Oh, man, that one's rough. That one's rough. But as we are getting into the game, as you mentioned, 117 not found. doing pretty solid, but a P1 break does come through by the side of FN420. You can see we do have a couple players starting to make that anchor over Veer, one of the players that we were looking for last week. Don't think he was able to play during those matchups then, but sure enough, coming through now, and he's playing that anchor for the team, and they may not have had a great P1, but they're getting set up for P2, and we know what a good P2 can look like rolling into a P3, so a lot of potential here still.
A lot of potential indeed now, as we can see it. Lydia is actually going to peek right outside, gets taken down. Big frags coming through for Dark Wizard, but he's going to be taken down. Finds 2 before, and Veer doing an absolute phenomenal job of holding down the fort now, as they're going to get the advantage. They solidify those spawns, and now it's going to be 117 on the outside trying to work their way in. And a great job of setting up early, get that flip, down impact. Now it's all about holding the fort down. Veer, go ahead, uses the Predator missile, finds one, and a little bit of information to go along with it. About 30 seconds in, nowhere near a break here for the Spanish connection, as 117 not found, has not found the spawn break they need. Karma actually might be able to pull this off here, but is taken down. Dark Wizard as well, and this is just an unfortunate one for 117. The good thing is you get the second chance to do it all over again, as we go to 250. It's not a 150. See many games today that if it were set at 150 would have not been as dramatic as what we saw.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And right now it's back and forth between these two teams. Balance comes through, does find 2 in the feed. Donlai finding an extra one there as well. And Veer cleaning things up for the full squad wipe. See Lydia coming through. The Sparrow does pick up the extra. And this is actually a big hold starting to come on through. And look, I gotta say, I'm absolutely with you. I'm glad on the spectator client the blue team is the blue team and the red team is the red team, because it got really weird sometimes when you were spectating red and blue kills were coming up in the feed. That's not going to be an issue anymore, guys. So should make things at least a little clearer on the viewing side of what to expect there. So I'm here for it. Definitely an important change. And I'll tell you what is important here is a good hold on wood for the side of 117 not found.
Yep, good hold on wood, but it hasn't started off yet. You're going to have to see a lot of perimeter control to come in their favor. Carmen finds one. There's one in point right here directly trying to get in, but is going to be taken out, and you can already see it. Spanish Connection may have had that hold on wood to start things off, but it didn't even open up, and they were all wiped. There was one player left. That's going to be Turu. He is the Spanish guy, right? Tell me that's Turu, 100%. You know what? Great opportunity for us to do a quick listen in for the Spanish Connection, this AK-117 not found team, as they got a decent hold on wood right now. Can they continue and cover this gap?
Medio, Tyler. Muerto, dos jungla, no muerto. Voy para Tower, cubreme la Tower. Mira jungla. Cúbreme.
Te tengo barril. Te tengo.
Estoy Tower, carajo. Rampa.
Siguiente.
Muerto, rampa.
Uno va trailer, por barril, Cosmos.
Muerto, trailer.
Otro más, seguramente, cuidado.
Mírame rampa de Wizard. Y uno top team. Mira, me mata la ataque, me mata mierda. Lucky, mira side, tiene trofeo. Saco a Ani.
Piña, medio.
Muerto side.
Bueno, otro
más.
Mira por rampa.
Bro, top team. Karma, mira top team. Salta. See them.
Side.
Medio, bro. No la metí, bro.
See them. Dos barriles, chavales. No más side, una bala. Muerto en side.
Bueno.
Otro barril.
Muerto volunteer. Vale, rotar. Ya se hace el brother.
Coche medio.
Karma, no se te
Restaurante low.
Vamos siguiente, chaval.
Métete al punto, bro.
¿Cosa?
Hay uno siguiente ya.
Voy a limpiar, no te. Vale, muertos inside, tira uno.
Uno en CM, Lucky.
Una bala, bottom team.
Medio muerto.
Tiene está en rampa, Karma.
Muerto side.
It's outside, ayúdate.
All right, here we go. I know that was Jazz. I was just testing you guys to make sure y'all were still paying attention. And right now we're paying attention, and it's, again, second time around, looking like it might favor this FN420 team, the P2 rotation. But sure enough, Jazz coming through with the smoke as well as the Sparrow. Balance. Finally find a little balance there, gets the break. And again, second time around might be where this devastation comes in early on. Again, for the side of 117, not found. They haven't found a P2 rotation just yet. Day, what are we looking at? It's a 35-point deficit. They finally get back on the point. First time they see the P2 rotation, and it's already being taken away from them right there.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a close battle back and forth. And, again, it was a pretty slow start for the side of 117, and they have started to bring things back. We're now only 36 points separating these two teams. And as we move into trailer, it is going to be FN420 with the first hold. You can see Balance has pulled out the Death Machine there. He does pick up 2 in the feed. Do believe we saw Don as well come through with a couple kills. Veer gonna go ahead and pull out the Annihilator. Finds 1 before getting knocked. That's a big one for Jazz, aka the Spanish guy. Can they get the break in is the question. Honor Killer is out, not quite gonna find that one. That's gonna be Karma taking down 2 before he dies. And just no matter how close they get, they just can't find the gunfights to win. And Slayer come through with some nasty drop shots down the hill right now. Absolutely beaming people. About to have a pred for himself. As we do pull open the scoreboard, it is Veer leading the lobby, 30 on the board. Lydia not far behind with 27. And it drops down to Dark Wizard Tilt with 22 on the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a tough rotation here. We saw the beginnings of P4 last time around. Cosmos and Team 117 not found had the advantage, but again are going to be halted and taken out in the spawns. They're going to be making that terrible transition through jungle. This is just not a safe rotation. This is one of those ones where you get funneled in and you can just feed and feed and feed. And right now, Veery is eating and eating and eating. 34 on board for Veery, the man himself, just popping off and making it that much more difficult for the transition to come through. With 30 seconds left on the timer, only 10 seconds are needed. The contest comes through. It is Dark Wizard who is doing everything he can, does get the break. Can he find the last one there? He can. Don coming through with the flames, the fire, the purifier, but is going to be shut down. He finds one for himself, and some much-needed time here from Karma and Team 117 not found. The break comes through again. 8 seconds left for the side of FN to close it out. It is looking pretty undoable here for 117, and very, very great here. I got to say, the rotations have been on point. The retakes have been on point. FN420 has just dominated early on, even into that P3 to the P4 retake. And it's leading us to a 250 to 147 game. That is where we're going to see it end. Day, I didn't expect FN to come in with that much energy, but sure enough, they came in day one. I think they faced off against Nova, and, you know, things got a little out of hand. It was a 2-0 in favor of Nova, right? They come in today like nothing happened. 117 not found, who looked pretty promising after the first day's performance. A little uncertain after this this game.
Yeah, and I said it once, and I'll say it again. I think EU has turned out to be a much more exciting and competitive region for me to watch. While the top of North America might still shine, I think overall, we've clearly been shown that there's a lot more than a top 4 or even a top 3 in Europe. So I think those are all really good factors. 117 not found. Still a phenomenal team. I mean, you can come in and you can have a bad map. That's totally fine. But again, we were pretty much counting on Omni to be a top 3 or top 4 team, and 117 specifically absolutely handled Omni last week. And now coming into this week, we've got FN420 coming through with a big performance. So maybe those top 4 or so that we expected is looking more like realistically, maybe a top 6 are really, really neck and neck competitive.
I have to agree with you. And, you know, it's really just who shows up and performs on that day. I mean, hell, we saw an Animus team who, I'm not going to say it, you know, and be disrespectful, but they kind of embarrassed a Olympus team who showed a lot of promise in a Nova matchup today. And then on top of that, they get taken out in a 2-1 fashion against a squad who, you know, with all due respect, has won some great matchups, but today is probably the benchmark for them for the remainder of the season. That is just a hell of a game. And just how it's played all throughout the series that we've seen. Right now, FN 420 looking solid. 117 still looking solid. Day just said it. You can have an off game. Again, this is an update day where, you know, anything can happen. A lot of mix-ups, a lot of trying out the new metas, trying out the new buffs, trying out the if the old is still viable. Of course, the Type 25 still in display. And just a hell of a fall game there from FN 420. So 32-26 for Lydia. Big frags for her. 1:06 on the hill to go along with it. Don Simp, 29-22 with 2 minutes on the hill as well. Balanced right there with it. Does go net 2 neutral or negative, but that's okay. Veery brought the smoke and did not stop. He did not let off the gas, man. 36-20. He's going to be the top fragger in the lobby. Now we're going to be looking at a game 2 in which I 100% believe 117 can make this turnaround happen. This is a raid, search, or destroy. We all know the sniper talent that this 117 squad brings to the table. Cannot overlook it. But then we're going to go back to, you know, day 1 thoughts. So 117 team, where you've got Dark Wizard, you've got Lucky, you've got Cosmos. They're correct, right? But we've seen a little bit of inconsistency in seasons past with these players. Karma, Jazz, oh yeah, I think this is the team that they needed to set their path and make their push towards a top 3 push, top 4 category. They need to turn
I would agree with you there. I would agree with you there. I do need to go get my phone charger, otherwise I'm not going to make it through our games. So
yeah,
I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm in the lobby. My phone's still on, but I dismissed the 10% notification like in the middle of that game.
We need to see your shorts too, by the way, so you can go ahead and stand up.
Need to see the shorts. Yeah, I don't think so, bud.
Oh, you son of a gun! He left this on red. Day doesn't have pants on, guys. I saw it earlier. I saw his rear end with no kind of pants on. It was just, it was booty. It was booty cheeks. We saw Dave booty cheeks. Y'all didn't get to see it. I got to see it. So, I mean, just let that image roll on into your head. So, game 2, search and destroy raid. Full cheek. That's right. We saw full cheeks. Ronald was there. He saw it. All right. Game 2 going to be the deciding factor if 117 can turn things around. It started a bit rough. They had the advantage in that hardpoint game to start things off with. Couldn't hold down Fort on P2. That armory site is devastating if you can't get in it and stay to defend. So it doesn't make it any better that Veer was just... I mean, Veer was demon mode 100% the entire game. So here we are. Search and destroy raid. Day is going to be back in just a second. He had to go grab some pants and a charger for his phone. Sure enough, he doesn't come prepared. I have a charger that is connected right in front of me on my desk, so I am obviously the better streamer in that regards. I came prepared. I saw, I conquered. I'm ready for whatever, guys. Day, if we were to go into like a war type situation, he wouldn't be prepared. He wouldn't be ready to rock and roll. I am, guys. So you gotta roll with me. All right, and let him know when he comes back. All right. I know he's got I see G is in chat. Day got to stand up once to clear this case. Nope, he's not going to. It's he's very cheeky, to say the least. So yeah. All right. Everything's golden on the back end. Looks like we're good to go ahead and jump right into game number 2. Day again went to grab a charger. And we'll be joining us back as we're taking a look at the best 3 rotation again. Just now joining us. Fire and Range Hardpoint. started things off 250 to 147 win for FN420. Raid, Search, or Destroy going to be the deciding factor. And here we are, not holding back. Dive right into a Search or Destroy on Raid, and the sniper talent for this 117 not found team, absolutely on point. Lucky has been lighting it up recently. We'll see if he can find a few opening frags. Lydia's here for the contest. Ringside controlled. Lydia finds one. Lydia gets taken down. Veery on the trade, 2 for 1. Make it 2 for 1 in favor of FN420. So this B-side push going to be halted for the time being, but Balance not halting anything. Finds one. Looking for the second. Lucky able to back with his life, and now Cosmos headed for the hills. Balance going to catch him with the MW11, 1911. That's going to be a 1-0 lead now in favor of FN420.
1-0 for FN420 right out of the gate, coming through. Looking to close things out in 2-0 fashion, but definitely got to see a little bit more from the side of 117 not found. They obviously had a great performance on Thursday of last week, but as you mentioned, in the past we've seen some consistency problems with a couple of these players, so we'll have to see if they're able to bring it back together. We've seen obviously their Search and Destroy on Crossfire was pretty solid last week, but this is a little bit different of a map in the play style. While it does offer a fair bit to snipers as well as Crossfire, the angles you can play are just way different, right? We saw several of instances on Crossfire in multiple matchups where you can post up in a couple spots as a sniper and pretty much safely sit there all game long, right? You can't really pull that same kind of play style here on Raid. You're going to have to be a little bit mobile, and that can sometimes put you in a weird position. But now, speaking of weird positions, Balance left alone in a 1v5.
This is about as weird as it gets, man. I saw him at the top of that staircase. He peeked it with the MW 1911, but you saw it. He was waiting for someone to push up the staircase. That wasn't happening. There were 4 players there on the A side effectively. Nobody budged. No bait taken. So a solid round here after an A side push. Slayer opens up with a frag of his own, making it a 4v5. So first frag's coming through, and Slayer, I gotta say, I need to know his DLQ class, because his ADS time and his mobility just freakishly quick. Is gonna be contested right here with Lucky. Lucky able to maneuver around this pool bar steps. Mr. Bartender, are you there? Lucky says absolutely. Finds Slayer, but gets taken down, and now it's a 2v3. Cosmos actually going to be dropped. Bombs down in no man's land, but it doesn't matter because Balance finds the last 2 himself. And a 2-1, much more composed round. The adaption there in that A-side push from the side of FN420, let me know they ate their Wheaties this morning. That was just uncanny. A much-needed answer to a dominant round from the side of 117.
Yeah, but you are absolutely on point with that one. They lead 2-1 here. Or, well, rather, FN420 lead 2-1 over 117, but we've seen a lot of life the past couple rounds. And 117 could absolutely still bring things together here. Doesn't look like this round is going to be it. It does look like we're going to have probably the 4 or 3-1 lead at the end of the 4th round here. But I think one of the factors to consider is that this is Search and Destroy, right? We are going to switch sides after we get past that 5th round. And maybe that's where we see even more life come through for 117. At least I'm hoping so, because this is a team I absolutely want to believe in. Since I've started watching the EU scene, like not just casting it, like since I've started watching the EU scene, I've been a big fan of Dark Wizard Tilt and Lucky. So I'm excited to see them competing here on a team. But again, you fall into that sense of we've seen some consistency problems for these teams, and that's looking at least right now to possibly still be the case.
I mean, we're still early in the search. Granted, it's a 3-1. Veer comes through with 1. Karma finds 1 for himself. Karma has certainly never had issues with consistencies since I've spectated him. He's been on top of his game. You know, but a night and day performance from last week. Right now, they're getting beat in a search and destroy on rate that I had them highly favored, and I don't know if I have an answer for that. They need to come up with one quick because sides flip. They got 3 rounds to cover. They need to start here. This is where they need to make their comeback. It needs to come quickly. Oh, Dark Wizard, you got to hit those. Good refrag there. Gets the trophy system to save his life there. Slayer drops early. Balance gets the refrag. 1 for 1, though. The push is going to come in. Dark Wizard probably should have fell back, and he pays for his life. That's that consistency issue that we'll continue to talk about throughout the season. I know that we spoke highly of this team last week. This week, again, update day, a lot to consider, but still, just some of the same kind of patterns that we've seen in the past. Lucky now left in a 1v3, 30 seconds left on the clock. It's looking doable, but it's going to be very, very, you know, just as his name said, lucky. And the shots right there weren't lucky. That's going to be a 5-1, and we're on match point. So we're smoking that 117 pack last week. Right now, they're getting smoked. And that makes me bring my next point. That brings me to my next point. Is Omni, you know, still a top 3 team?
Yeah, I mean, that was our question right after, you know, we saw last week, as well as we saw the Devious matchup. And again, there's a lot of factors in the Devious matchup that they had that I think if you were in one of those land scenarios, okay, this matchup, you know, was intense, but maybe it's even better in a even scenario. So we'll have to see, but 117 not found. I mean, again, this is another team that is just completely stacked when it comes to talent in the EU scene, right? And I hope they're able to figure out whatever it is that's keeping them down, because consistency is one of the biggest things at this level of competition, right? And if we're not going to see consistency against the top teams, it's hard to put you in comparison to them. So they're absolutely, even if they lose here, they're still in that kind of top 6 I was talking about, where it looks like we've got a bunch of teams that could really, really compete. But am I thinking they're towards the top of that 6 or the bottom of that 6 is the next question.
I don't know.
Last week they were looking towards the top. Hands down. This week I'm like, man.
Very, you get a ban, my guy. We're going to give you 10 minutes.
Spoils?
Yeah, spoils.
Hashtag
We're not going to
spoils.
have any spoils in here. I was hoping Dave would catch me before. Usually he's on top of the spoiler alerts. This time it's my turn to drop the ban stick. Very, you can't come and chat. You can't spoil it for everybody. Right now, you know, the fans, you know, the viewers in chat were expecting, you know, what if a comeback happened? What if we saw a 5-1 reverse? They'll never know that now because you spoiled it. They know that 100% you guys won. You just said terminated. Like, come on, man. Slayer, is chat caught up though? Yeah, it's caught up. Thank you, Slayer. See, Slayer did it in great style. Thank you, my guy. Waited for the 6-1 to pop up on screen. Appreciate it. Veer, I love you. A1 homie. Interviewed you last season. Probably going to interview you again this season. Who knows? We'll see. With everything, with how things are going right here, with all the series that we had today and the time frames that we had, interviews are probably going to be a thing of the past because we're sitting at a smooth 4.5 hours right now, or 3.5 hours right now, 3:45, and we saw 2 series not go to a best of 3. So, I don't know. We're going to have to find a way to fill that time and maybe just shorten the interviews. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm kind of killing time. Right now,
Listen, if you want some interviews, be looking out for the spawn. We came back on Friday.
There we go.
And we ran a poll. Listen, we ran a poll on what day works best for you guys. And it does look like for both us and the people at home, that Monday just works better. There's not a whole lot going on Mondays for the competitive scene, at least for the English competitive scene. And we're gonna get your guys' favorite players on there and have a good time. So if we can't make interviews work this season, we're at least making the spawn work for you.
There we go. And I've got some ideas that I had when I was about to close my eyes last night. You know, some of them are starting to come back to me. I start drifting. I have all these innovative ideas and I don't write them down because I'm trying to go to sleep. But we'll powwow after the broadcast ends, and you know, probably get some great content to push out to you guys, because we've got a lot of talent here at EU. We got a lot of talent in A. Rihan, absolutely not. Interview
Rihan, absolutely not one of those talented people.
Yeah,
is
definitely,
what Verdict's telling you guys.
Stay devious, though. Stay devious. Stay devious. A hell of a matchup there from FN 420. Fort Nuts 420. Surprised we didn't see a 69 at the end of that. That's just one of those, you know, one of those cliched names that we'll throw in the mix. And you know what? You guys had Roster Mania. You had fun with it, and this is the byproduct of it. I still got to roll with the guys over at 117. Not your day-to-day. That's quite all right. Still plenty of season to recoup. You know, understand, get to the root of those inconsistency issues. We praised you on Thursday. Maybe the praise was not necessary. Maybe a little bit of tough love. And right now, you received a little bit of that tough love in the forms of a 2-0 in favor of FN 420. Still, a lot of season left to be played, though. So if you're just now joining us, you missed out on a hell of a stream. You're going to have to rewatch everything as we're getting down to it. This is it. That is all that we'll have on display for the day. So I know that we have an action-packed filled night for Mobile Mayhem on NA. Bobby Plays is going to be casting. You don't have to stick around to see Verdict and Day again. It's going to be Day and Bobby. You want to see the bot Verdict at all for Mobile Mayhem. We'll see until Thursday. Then you're going to get 100% chance of Verdict
all day.
Showers. So, yeah, all day long, bro. All day long. Results. I think we are almost all. It's quite all right. We'll just show it up if it updates. It updates. 2-1 lead is scrappy. Win for Nova Esports. Anarchy step up and bring the boomstick in that game 3. And when I say boomstick, I mean fades, bro. Pop the hell off. Just some of the best 3 games you will ever see early on in the season. And still plenty more of that action to come along with it. Illuminati EU take out Elysium 2-0. They earned those 20 points. 117 not found. Had an opportunity to step up and put 20 more on the board and found a bitter end of a 2-0 in favor of FN 420. So standings looking pretty spicy right now. As you can see, it's kind of split up. 35 for Nova. They're top of the pack for now. Anarchy, 30 points. Animus, 25. 117 not found. Still sitting at a smooth 20. This is not updated as of the last match, but FN 420 going to be over 117 not found in that 4th place spot, and that's going to push Illuminati and 117 down. And then you see Olympus, a lot of promise in this team. They're still very young in the season, still plenty of time to produce. Affiliate, 5 points. They didn't play today. It's quite all right. Elysium, you know, this is a team that, you know, they decide their own fate. If they want to, you know, come together as a team. I know that Tony came in chat and said, hey, it's, you know, a 1-week-old team. That 1-week-old team was just playing qualifiers, and qualifiers lasted 2.5 weeks. So I don't know if I could accept that. FN 420, obviously, not sitting at a donut. They got that 20 points there. Omniscient didn't play today, so didn't have a chance to put points on the board. So that is going to be it for tonight. I'm taking a look at the schedule for next week to kind of get an idea of what we can prepare for day. Certainly going to be an exciting one, as I was looking at it earlier. We're going to be, let me see if I can get this transitioned over first. We're going to be looking at a pretty solid matchup ahead. Another test for 117 not found. They're going to start the night off against Nova. Olympus and Anarchy. Oh, boy, that is going to be a banger. Olympus on the come up. Anarchy, you know, that upset season in the air still. Maybe they're going to be the giant killers of the year. Certainly panning out to be a decent one. And then Omniscient and Illuminati. This is going to be a rematch from the qualifiers finale. And we're going to end the night off with Elysium and Affiliate. So, Day, I'm out of breath, bro. We've been talking nonstop for 4 hours. How do you feel?
It has been a hot minute for sure, bud.
Okay.
And I've got more action for you guys tonight. So make sure you come by. It's going to be on Bobby's channel tonight, guys. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I said, be looking next week. We've got the spawn on Mondays. Is going to be starting up as a weekly thing. Obviously, you can catch me and Verdict here every Tuesday and Thursday for EU. Me and Verdict every Thursday on NA. And dude, EU continues to impress me. I love the EU scene.
facts.
I'm so glad I get to do this.
We love you guys. Much love. All right, we're going to play a few COD Mobile trailers, so a word from them as we are heading out the door. And don't go anywhere. We're going to gear up for a raid, so enjoy the little bit of content we have left over. And then from there...
make sure you all go like my most recent tweet.
Damn it. You always beat me in Twitter, guys.
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it.
GG's. Every time.
Man.
All right. We'll see you guys back on Thursday. We'll see you, Bobby and Dave will see you tonight. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get ready to raid one of your favorite streamers. But enjoy this little piece from COD Mobile.